Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You Get Off My Lawn. Oh, aka Kris, you're being creepy again. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and just about everything under the sun. If you're a brand new viewer, feel free to ask your questions in the chat, whichever direction it might be in for you. I forgot the rest of this. And if you're watching this after the fact, you could submit your questions or whatever's emails to Kris@wayofthebrush.com. It is in the description below as well. If you're going to send pictures, send them as attachments in the email. Don't send it off as links to other sites because it just won't do it. It's annoying, and oftentimes because it's ads and stuff like that. But otherwise, just send it as attachments in the email. Of course, in the description below is a link to wayofthebrush.com, central hub of all this silliness. Has links to all the social medias as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. And we keep the conversations rolling there 24/7 with, various topics going on. And, yeah. There's some silliness. There's a lot of silliness. Usually. Only one rule. Don't be a dick. That's the only rule. Don't be a dick. It's pretty simple. Pretty easy rule to follow. Some people, I know it escapes them, but it's okay. Also at wayofthebrush.com, you'll find a link for t-shirts. Or of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see t-shirts down below. Want to look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world? They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com, because it's nice to put a name to the face and a face to the name. Sometimes. You'll also find a link for Patreon. Also, it's in the description below as well, I believe. Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your support, this channel would not be able to continue to do what it is that I do, which is educate, inform, and sometimes entertain. So a huge thank you to all my patrons. We just would not be able to get this far without you. And so a huge thank you. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, ringing the bell, clicking buttons, and doing all that stuff, all that stuff, it helps a great deal. So feel free to do that as well. And it takes a couple clicks of a button. You're helping me out a great deal. So huge thank you. Of course, big thank you to Carl, Guy Me Your Allfair, Beer and Blood Bowl. It's his YouTube channel. Check it out. We always take time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for creating email jingles that play before the email segments of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro, outro music that plays at the begin and end of the show. And so always much love to my baby bro Evan. And of course, if you're into rare comics, EB Comics, down below. I'm sure there's a few of you who, need that rare comic in your collection to complete it. I'm sure, to complete it. Check him out. He probably is good odds that he has what you're looking for. I forgot to turn this one program on. Excuse me while I turn this program on. Oh, there's always something I forget. Who's joining us today? I can see Evan Belleau. What's up, everybody? Ghost of Starman. Hey, Kris and Monkey. Super hyped for last week's Orc reveals. You're super hyped? Yeah? Telenator. Hello, all. Hello. Yeah, the Orcs. The Orcs were very, very exciting. Sorry, I'm just double checking to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah. Orcs. New boys. New war bosses. Squig Shaggas. No, Squig Snaggas, not Shaggas. Because in the UK, that means something else, right? Squig Shagga. They couldn't call them Squig Shaggas. Could they? Could they have called it? I don't know. In Age of Sigmar, they have a place called Gaping Portal, so I don't know. You know what? I really probably should confirm whether or not that was the actual name, because I saw it on the video when they were displaying it. And I never checked the book to see because I'm sure the book has the big map of the realms, and if that place is called Gaping Portal. If anybody has the map of Age of Sigmar, Is there a gaping portal? I don't know. All I know is I don't want to go. That sounds like a song. All I know is I don't want to go to gaping portal, 'cause I'll get gaped. Despite what some of you are thinking, no, I don't want to be gaped. Sir Peanut Butter, morning, Kris and Peeps. Morning. J Solo Arts. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, J Solo. J Solo. Is that like Han Solo? Is it? Do you got like a vest and a big furry sidekick? That'd be kind of cool. If you do. If you don't, well, then don't worry about it. But if you do, that'd be awesome. But if you don't, it's okay. I was trying to get onto the goddamn GW site, and it puts me into a damn queue. I assume there's some sort of big release today. I don't know. Let me see. Can I get to the Canadian site? I think I'm on the UK site. Yeah, the UK. No, that's not it. No. Uh-oh, got an error. Unfortunately, something gone awry. Sorry for the inconvenience. Losing your space in the queue. I don't want to be in this. I don't want to be in the fucking queue. Get me out of this fucking queue. Get me a new place in the queue. Oh, fuck, 11 minutes. I mean, is that what it's for? Is all these big squig duders? The squig shaggas? I just want to go to the site. Why can't I just go to the site? Why? Why can't I go to the site? That's all I want to do. I can't go to the site. Can I go to Forge World? I'm in a queue for Forge World too. Oof. Your queue number is 164,212. The number of users in the queue ahead of you, 3,870. My expected arrival time on the website, 17:18. Is that what time it is in the UK? Is it 5:18? Your estimated wait time is 10 minutes. 10 minutes to get into... Oh yeah, okay, Beast Snaggas. Shaggas. I'm going to call them Shaggas from now on. Beast Shaggas. Because it's hilarious. That's why. Somebody's asking, Kris, don't be so juvenile. I am going to be juvenile because I'm a big kid. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Ghost of Starman, the Orc Army box comes up for pre-order today. So that's why I can't get onto the site, because of pre-orders. I just want to look around. I just want to browse and see what's going on. I can't look, apparently, because I'm in a fucking queue. VJ Morph, there it is. Hi, folks. Hi, Kris. How did your base go yesterday? The base? Oh, on the little skinker? The skinkaroo? He's all done. He's all done. I didn't bother taking pictures. I just didn't get around to it. In fact, once I was done the stream yesterday, I actually chilled out. Something I rarely do these days. I sat and I watched Netflix till dinner time. I was actually watching, what the hell was it? Something on video games. It was like the video games documentary. I like documentaries. I only go to Netflix and Prime and Crave and, well, not Disney, because Disney's all about Mandalorian, Star Wars, and, you know, crazy crap like that. So, yeah, that's what it was. It's about like the early days of video games, and it went in through the genres and, you know, like the early day stuff, right? The competitions, the battle between Nintendo and Sega, and, you know, it didn't get into the PlayStation stuff. I don't know why. You know, my Demon Monkey Bot's doing all sorts of stuff now. I put in thanks, Demon Monkey Bot. Thank you, Demon Monkey Bot. We're going to have to correct Demon Monkey Bot a bit, I think. I have to put him into cold storage. Yeah, it's the new Snagga box. Yeah. K-Oma. Hello. Yes, they give you 10 minutes in the site. When you get there, don't know if it will change until tomorrow. Damn. Fire Drake 18. Hello, peeps. What's crack-a-lackin'? Crack-a-lackin'? Like the Kraken? What's Kraken? I gotta make sure my monkey bot's not going bananas on me here. That's not a pen. That's not a pun. Pin. It is a pin, but... Crack-a-lackin'. Crack-a-lackin'? Is that like boom shakalaka? Lord Krabby, sup, party peeps? What's up, Lord O'Crabbiness? Yeah. I don't know. We're just talking. We're talking about the Beast Shagas. As apparently GW won't let me look at their site unless I'm there to buy something, which is, kind of unfortunate, but, whatever. I don't take it personally. I don't feel like GW owes me anything, where I feel like if I just want to go into their site and have a look and browse and, see what's there, I don't feel, insulted that I can't get to it. It's annoying. Sure. Inconvenience, possibly. Not really, but, yeah. It's not like I'm sitting there going, God damn GW, like, why won't you just let me just look at your site? VJ Morph, the new boys look good, but the 100+ I already own make me realize I don't need more. I don't know. I think you do need more. Because these are brand new Orc boys. Like, the new boys look really good compared to the old boys. New boys look better than old boys? That kind of statement sounds, like I'm into the boys. Men, not boys. We're going to stop right there. VJ. Yeah, there's some great doco series on Netflix about retro topics, movies, toys, games. Yeah, I've watched those ones, the movies that made us, the toys that made us, the video game. I just watched it yesterday. I can't even recall what the hell the damn documentary was called. It wasn't the video games that made us. It was about the video games. It was like six parts. They're all about 40 minutes long. It was really interesting. I thought it was interesting. It hit that kind of nostalgia factor, and it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Old Man Logan over on Twitch. Hey there, Kris and Monkeys. Hope all is well with you today. Monkey. Yeah, I think everything's well. So there's more stuff going on with the Twitch side of my endeavors. I have been streaming more on Twitch, so if you feel like you need more Kris in your day-to-day life, and I mean, who doesn't? I have been doing more, and I think we're going to try and stick with a schedule of about like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays streaming, just painting, just working on stuff. It's been under the umbrella of getting projects done. That is the series, and so I've been kind of pretty much continuing on with that series. And yeah, it's just, me working on stuff. That's all it is. It's not like intended to be educational, although it can be. But otherwise, it's just me streaming, working on stuff, and, just trying to basically work through my projects. I probably should get some more of my other projects that I'm way behind on, like, for example, like some of my Eldar stuff. Like, I've got, like, a unit and a half of jet bikes that, I probably should get done, because I am gearing up for more gameage soon enough. And I probably should get my Samhan ready to do battle. And I've got like wicked amount of flies. I don't know what it is. I've noticed in the last week or so, lots of mushrooms popping up under the ground and lots of flies. There's lots of flies. Everybody's got lots of flies. And like little, fruit flies, and also them big sons of bitches, the big regular black house flies. Don't know why. Don't know what it is. Is it the heat and humidity? And, I live in the Niagara Falls region. And yeah, it just seems like as I went for a walk with my daughter, and yeah, it was like everybody's lawn had like different mushrooms coming up, like especially like the brown cap ones that kind of look like the Smurf homes. Lots of them springing up. I don't know. Is it just this region? Is it all over the place? I don't know, but it's kind of strange. Like okay, you know what? I think we're gonna have to change MonkeyBot there. Those are coming up a little too frequently, I think. We're gonna have to change them. We can do that, I think, on the fly, can't we? Can't we? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm going to click this. Hopefully nothing breaks. Hopefully. I'm hoping. Okay. Well, nothing broke. Lord Krabby, they're really good models. Shame I gave up all my orcs, but my friend is super stoked. Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, they're great looking models. I mean, the boys look great, and I love all the little squeaky things going on. I think that, you know, them leaning into, you know, more chaotic squigginess things. Is that a word, squiggy? Anyway, or is that Buddy from Laverne and Shirley? Anyway, yeah, I think just, you know, more crazy orc squigness, you know, just more squig. If you're going to go orcs, lean into the squig. Does that make sense? I don't know. Teldonator. Can the episode titles still be juvenile? Yeah, I fully encourage it. I mean, if you look back through the years, man, I mean, like, we're coming up on 2021, and I've been doing this since 2013. Way the Brush has existed as a thing. And, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I got these little freaking flies. There's two of them. I've got like a little fly trap up, and there's two of these little cocksuckers flying around. I'm gonna end up smacking something. The camera's gonna go flying, or shoo fly. Don't bother me. Anyway, I'm losing it over these flies. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Never enough DACA. VJ Morph. Surely they should move the store to a different server and separate it from the rest of the site. Yeah, or I think the queue should start when you click the buy now, right? Add to cart or whatever, right? As soon as you're actually engaging in shopping, that's when the queue should engage. If I'm just browsing, I should be able to browse the site. But as soon as I click the queue that I intend to buy something, that's when it should put me into the queue, not beforehand. But I'm not in charge of that stuff, you know, and I'm sure it would take probably like a month for their web team to, you know, correct that without, you know, breaking the site, right? Because I'm sure implementing it, they probably broke the site. Anytime you notice the site got funny, it was probably them tweaking something, and yeah, it was a glitch in the matrix. But anyway, back to what I was going to do, because I'm going to change Demon Monkey Bot's things here. Let's go. Okay, let's change this. Because last time, I turned these on the other day, and they weren't kicking in. So let's go here. Actually, no, let's leave this. Oh, I know. Let's have some fun. Let's go this number. Yeah, we'll go there. Then this will be... Sorry, I'm still playing with stuff, so don't mind me. In fact, carry on, whatever you're doing. I'm just changing values here. That's so that the chat doesn't get spammed up by Demon Monkey Bot. Goddamn Demon Monkey Bot. Okay, that should be okay now. I hope. Hopefully that corrects the Demon Monkey Bot. Because he's a demon, after all. And a monkey. He's also a bot. It's a Demon Monkey Bot. I have the power of Demon Monkey Bot at my disposal. I feel like a necromancer commanding a Demon Monkey Bot. Demon Monkey Bot only shows up really on Twitch. I don't think he shows up on YouTube. No. Oh, no, it does show up on YouTube. Huh. Oh, there you go. Anyway, I adjusted him so he shouldn't come out quite as often. Anyway, maybe I'll have to turn his ass off if it gets really annoying. Ghost of Starman, lots of flies, lots of mushrooms, must be linked. The flies are farming mushrooms that pump out chemicals to fatten us up so they can take over. Jeez. That's a conspiracy theory, if I ever heard one. Ghost of Starman, get squiggy with it. Get squiggy with it. That's funny. I like that. Hail Bob, hey-o! Lord Krabby, yeah, I think Xenos are getting the AOS treatment. Crazy awesome designs. Give me some hope for Eldar warp spiders. Yeah, warp spiders would be really cool, especially in new plastics. Especially if they gave us, you know, plenty of options, but also gave us really interesting, you know, sculpts. Like, you know, in the artwork, you see like the Exarch. You know, he's kind of crouched on like, you know, a piece of whatever, right? And he's like ready to jump on you with his swords and stuff, you know. Yeah, I think I would like to see a reworking of warp spiders. I would like to see them return to when they initially came out in second edition, and yeah, I'd like to see a reworking of warp spiders. They don't have to change the look. In fact, as long as Eldar, Craftworld Eldar, we're talking, they keep with that Goodwin aesthetic. I think the Eldar, especially once they make the conversion over to plastics, I think would be complete win. And the Banshees, right? Those are retooled, from the previous designs, and they look like comparable to the originals. So, I think they're okay. I think they're pretty darn cool. Coma. Cool if you are a 40k orc player. I might pick up the Great White Squig just to paint. I already have like 4 or 5 40k armies and don't need more. You don't? You don't? No, come on. Come on. Who are we kidding, Kim? Who are we kidding? You could always use more. There's always room for Jello. I almost went into a Cosby there. Hail Bop. Yeah, I got restock notification for the Krieg Horse Boys and got put in the queue. And when it was my turn, they were sold out again. Oh, well. Yeah, and you know what? Here's the crazy part, right? We got Death Corps of Krieg Kill Team coming out. That has the possibility of meaning Plastic Unit comes out. Possibly Rough Riders come out in plastic. Forge World, just going to dump whatever's left of the molds. And that's it. Goodbye, because 6 months from now, plastic ones come out. Right? Who knows? Who knows? It's all speculation. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. One day the demon monkey bot will rebel and take over. Judgment Day. Don't joke like that, man. I mean, my control over Demon Monkey Bot is tenuous at best, and yeah. Okay, these messages are still coming up quite regularly. Maybe it's not the time interval. Maybe it's the amount of comments. It's probably the comments. Let's change the comments. Let's switch that back to, I don't know. We'll go, that number there. We'll go with odd numbers. Let's go there. Yeah, we'll go there. And we'll go... Come on. Don't piss me off. There we go. Actually, this one should probably show up a little bit more. Let's go that one. There we go. Just changing Demon Monkey Bot on the fly. Hopefully that's not messing anything up. I don't know. How's my... Yeah, everything's good. Everything is good. Fire Jerk 18. What's Demon Monkey Butt? Demon Monkey Butt? It's a Demon Monkey Butt. This fly can fuck off. Oh, did I catch him? I think I caught him. No, I didn't. I thought I did. I felt him in my finger. You little cack. Oh, there he is. You get over here. You die. Now you die. I'm an idiot. Yeah, well, I mean, similar topic, but different page. I'm an idiot. I made a video for the patrons. I was playing around with my blacklight. And I didn't realize that flies can fuck off, first of all. They're attracted to UV light. I was playing with it and I was pointing it around, and the flies were actually following the UV light as it was moving around. As soon as I pass it over them, they become active, which was really interesting. And yeah, and I was like, this is like, some sort of brand new discovery for me. So I quickly researched it and realized that, yeah, that's why bug zappers and stuff, they're covered in the UV gel. So that it attracts them because they see the UV light and they die. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, that all makes sense now. I'm an idiot. So just to bring it full circle. Because I never really gave it much thought. And this fucking fly, I swear. Where'd you go? Ugh. Anyway. This whole show is just going to be me chasing flies. Lord Krabby, I can imagine warp spiders giving them the Doc Octavius treatment. something out of Doc Ock from Marvel. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Exarch already has, his guns are attached to his suit, and then he has his arms free, and so he's only got 6 limbs, whereas spiders have 8, right? So the spider thing is just, an inspiration, because, I mean, it's not like they physically have to look like spiders. And what does a warp spider actually look like? Do they have 8 limbs? Do they have, 16 limbs? Who knows, right? So it can be anything, because it's made up stuff, right? And, the inspiration, right? Because Dark Reapers, yeah, they got a skull face. And that's about it. And then they hold their weapons like it's a scythe. Fire dragons, they kind of have like a dragon-like helmet. And, flamethrowers. I mean, it's the inspiration. So warp spiders, don't literally have to be, actual look like spiders. They can still just look like Eldar, just, take their inspiration, right? And they have the big beetle back. And then, of course, their guns are the spinners, right? They throw out the cloud of spinneret cloud thing. It's a monofilament wire, and, it kills everybody. But I'd like to see them make a comeback, warp spiders. Not just for, kind of a harassment troop, but as an actual aspect warrior, like a front line. Because, like, all the aspect warriors should really be kind of frontline troops, right? Guardians are kind of like second wave, where, we're here, but we kind of don't want to be here kind of thing. Whereas the aspect warriors are like, we fucking want to be here. Like, we want to, kill some shit, right? So, warp spiders should be the same way. They should be just like, yeah, we want to kill shit. We just want to catch it in our webs and, poke it with our jabbers and, whatever, right? I mean, whatever you want to make up. But yeah. Anyway. Coma. Goodvin was part of making the new Eldar sculpt, so they do like his. Well, he made the Eldar. The original drawings and concepts for Eldar, that's all his stuff. You see, like, that Eldritch book? That's all just basically his Eldar sketches, right? And so, yeah, the designs, that was in the mid-'80s, late 80s, that he made that. And the designs still hold up today. Sure, you could bump the scale. But, yeah, they diverted from that aesthetic, like, I want to say it was like early 3rd edition, and it was complete garbage. They did not look good. Yeah, they were just, sad looking little things. I'm gonna turn my fan on. It's getting a little warm in here, so if you hear a little rumbling sound, it's my fan. I do apologize, but it's either that or I sweat like a cooked ham in here. It smells like cooked ham in my office. But yeah, like Eldar, yeah. I mean, they should not diverge from Goodwin's initial concepts, because they still hold up, and they're distinctly Eldar. Like, they diverged once, and they lost the aesthetic, and they were just too They had like very hard angles to them. They were almost like, it was almost like they wanted to go more Space Marine with the Eldar, which, seems really ridiculous. I would question whoever's making those kind of decisions. Like, are you on drugs? Are you, have you recently suffered a blow to the head? Like, why would you do that? But anyway, Hail Bup. Probably I was just gonna get that one. That one is the Sarge to paint. Oh, like for the Orky sculpts? Yeah. Kim, I did see an interview with him and Darren Latham. Okay. Go Starman Deluxe. That was intended as a prophecy, not a joke. The Demon Monkey Bot rising up. Yeah. He's everywhere. He's in our Discord. He's he moderates the show. Yeah, I've given a lot of responsibility to Demon Monkey Bot, to be honest. Maybe I should be a little bit more cautious about what I say about him. Anyway. Enforcer 357. What's up, every monkey? It's hot as balls out, and I'm trying not to melt. Yeah. So it's hot where you are. It's not raining or anything. It's raining where I am. And I mean, I figure we're about the same kind of latitude because you're basically just like due east of me. And yeah. I figured with all the storm activity you probably had, storm going on and everything like that. But I don't know. Fire Drake 18, off topic, but I love Vortex mixers. Why had no one ever told me about them? I don't know. Yeah, I like Vortex mixers too. I had wanted to get one for a long time. I found one on the Amazons for a fair price, which was around the specs that I liked. I've shown it a few times. You know, I don't really think I need to whip it out right now. Whip it out. And but yeah, it's great. It doesn't handle obviously like big jars. Like I've got like the big golden 4 ounce. I think those are 4 ounce bottles. Yeah, it doesn't handle those very well, so you don't bother. You'll just end up working the motor, and then you'll just shorten the lifespan of your Vortex mixer. But like GW pots, Vallejo, you know, all the other miniature paint pots, it works great. My golden high flow paint bottles, which are I think a 1 ounce. Are they 1 ounce? What are they? They are, yeah, a 1 ounce. 1 ounce bottle. It handles these just fine. But mind you, the one I've got, it is a 1500 RPM, I think. I mean, realistically, all you need, like if you want to, like, you know, make the, you know, I'm afraid I don't know a better term for this, but if you want to make a redneck version of it, you just take an orbital sander and just create a mounting solution on that. Turn on your orbital sander, and I think it'll do pretty much the same thing, because that's what it feels like. The motor is essentially just an orbital motor, right? And so you can just take an orbital sander, create a mounting system for a paint pot. You know, it's like basically like a little clamp that can grab a hold of it. Just turn on your orbital sander, and yeah, should just go. Should. I'm talking I'm talking out of my ass at this point, but you know, give it a try. I see everybody going through their garage right now, grabbing an orbital. I have an orbital sander. I just, you know, I don't feel like MacGyvering up a contraption to hold a paint pot, you know. Enforcer. No, it's scorching, no rain. Oof. I wish it was raining, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a mixed bag sometimes, especially when you have a lot of heat. And then you get like some rain, especially even if you get like an intense thunderstorm, and it just seems to add to the humidity. Ugh, that's what makes it worse. Like when it's really hot and it's sticky, and you know, even in the shade you can't get out of the heat. Yeah, it's because of that humidity. In the winter it's the worst. In the summer it's awful. Humidity, it just sucks. Donkey dick. It just sucks. You know. The little guys are deliberately flying in front of me. Like usually they hang out over this way or somewhere over there. No, they want to hang out here. They know that I'm focused here. And they like, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. You can fuck off. I'm gonna kill you. Fuck off. I'll kill you too. Aaron Seach, howdy, monkey lord and monkey brethren. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, Aaron. Kim, have we not discussed vortexes several times? I do love it too. It's totally necessary to mix Chimera paints without messing up your arm. Jeez. I mean, like, I've shook up some paints to the point where I was like, oh man, my shoulder and everything like that. Spray paints, rattle cans. Oh yeah, I'll shake those for like a good solid 5 minutes. I'll shake them right up, upside down, you know, every which way. I'll just shake and shake and shake it, because I'm just adamant that to make sure you get good spray out of rattle can sprays is to make sure that paint is thoroughly mixed. Thoroughly. But yeah. But I mean, like little miniature, like Citadel paint pots. Yeah, shaking those up, not a big deal. Just give them a couple quick shakes and away you go. You get like the big golden bottles, the big 4 ounce bottles. That can be a bit of a workout. You look a little funny, you know, shaking two bottles at once. Just saying. Enforcer. True, it's humid heat right now, and I'm glad I'm staying inside painting. And Kris the fly smell the cooked ham in the room. Maybe that's what it is. It's the cooked ham. Maybe. Well, that's why I got my fan on, to, you know, aerate the ham. I might need to be rebasted here in a little bit be honey glazed. Honey glazed ham. That actually sounds really good about now. Making myself hungry. Raziel, what up? What up? Up is up. But is up truly up? If you think of it in universal terms, which direction is up? Our sense of direction of up is from away from the from the gravitational center of our planet. That's our sensation of up. So in space, which way is up? There is none, right? So, what up? Nothing. Because up is an illusion. It's an illusion. Because there really is no up. What we determine as up is our sense of away from the gravitational pull of the Earth core or the Earth's mass. But anyway. Ghost of Starman Deluxe Galaxy Brain Play. Use the vortex mixer to shake your shake weight. Interesting. It's two different motors, though, essentially. With a shake weight, you shake it, and then the weight, I can't recall what that's called. Whereas a vortex, it relies on centrifugal forces, right? As opposed to a shake weight, which is more of an oscillating type of mechanics thing. Brain broke. Kim. Chimera is 50% pigments in the bottle. Insane to get mixed with the medium. It's insane? What makes it insane? Exactly. What is a sane amount as opposed to insane? Interesting. Lord Krabby, tomorrow going to play 40k with a friend I haven't seen in a year and a half. Got him to play Ultramarines. Cool. Awesome. You going to share it? Or are you just guys going to play for fun? Very cool. Reziel, I got Ash's game Gamma Wolves. Trying to solve the problem of what? Of what? Of what? Of what? Lord Krabby, and he got me to play Nurgle. Cool. Sweet. Fire 18, I did see a video of a hand circular saw. He replaced the saw with a long handle vice grip. It worked. Was it a circular saw or was it a reciprocating saw? Like a jigsaw, right? As a jigsaw, I've seen that paint shakers that are made from a jigsaw. You just put that, like, you can just get those little dollar store clamps, just create a little mounting system so you can lock it into the jigsaw, and it'll clamp will just hold on to the bottle paint, and it just goes up and down, right? Just, you know, yeah. I've seen that as well, and I don't have a jigsaw. I had considered it, but yeah, but the vortex mixers, I mean, that's what it feels like. It feels like just like an orbital motor. It's a small orbital motor. I don't know how much smaller it is than, say, in a palm sander, but, you know, go big or go home, really. It's really all we have to really concern ourselves with. Ghost of Starman, if it goes wrong, at least you can sue somebody. I could. Then there'll be a big disclaimer on the box for shake weights. Don't use in conjunction with vortex mixers. Aww. But I wanted to go for the ultimate shake. Raziel, I got Ash's game Gamma Wolves, trying to solve the problem of which models to use. Kind of think Gundam HG kits for heavies. Yeah, cool. That'd be cool. I'm not familiar with Gamma Wolves. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Kim, I seen that too. It's not hard to find a clamp that's so small it goes in where the saw blade goes normally. Yeah. The wannabe painter Dom, if the universe is infinite up can indeed be up, I think. Hello, by the way, have a nice weekend. Well, if the universe is infinite, up can indeed be up. Right, but which direction's up? In space, okay? Imagine you're floating in space, you're away from all planetary bodies, you're not being affected by, any large bodies. Which way in the universe is up? Is there an up or down, right? Because I don't think so. if the universe is truly infinite, what we perceive as up is just merely our interpretation of gravity's pull on us, right? Because we think of that as down, but down, straight down, is towards the Earth's core, right? Or the center mass, whatever way you want to think about it. So really, the sensation of our, of upward, right? Because even on this big ball of the planet, and we're standing on this side of the planet, and we say this is up, but people on this side of the planet say this way's up. Who's wrong? Who's right? Right? I think that really kind of sums up really all the indifference we see in the world as far as how we perceive information. I think that really kind of encapsulates it, because I'm standing here and somebody in the UK, it says no, this is up, when I'm here in Canada going, no, this is up. We're both right, but yet both are incorrect, because in the UK they're pointing that way, and here in Canada I'm pointing straight up. You know what I mean? Like, just because of the curvature of the planet. Now, if you're a crazy ass nutball who believes in the flat earth stuff, well, I'm afraid I can't help you. You are completely off the edge, and there's no hope for you. If you believe in a flat earth or crazy shit like that, I'm afraid I can't help you. You're just gonna have to. You're basically you're lost, an evolutionary dead end, and essentially, that's it. You're an evolutionary dead end. Fire Trick 18, I meant Jigsaw, not Circus. Yeah, I know what you meant. Well, actually, I didn't, but I did. Brandon Taylor, good afternoon, B-Man. Reziel, Ash wrote Gamma Wolves. Mech combat game seems really cool. Oh, I get it. I'm not familiar with it. Lone Wind just ordered some Pro Aqua paint. Anyone else used them before? I have. Mind you, though, I think Jason changed the recipe that he was using for it. I have the first edition of Pro Aqua. Comes in slightly smaller bottles. Now my pooch is here. What's going on? Probably hear her nails clinking on the floor. No, she's leaving. You weirdo. Anyway, so I have the first edition, but apparently he made some formula changes to his paint. So I have the transparencies. Where's the transparencies? Oh, yeah. These are really fun. Now, apparently these are the newer bottles. I don't have easy access to the smaller bottles, but the first edition of them. But yeah, they're really fun. The transparencies I was really excited to play with. Just because, old Kris in the last bit, I just been all about transparencies, playing with transparency colors, and what we can do with that, and how it sits on top of surfaces, and undercolor, and all these things. It's just a lot of fun. And so I dig a lot of transparency. I play with Goldens, I play with Minotaurs, Pro Acryl, even Citadel, since contrast essentially are just transparencies. So transparency is a lot of fun. Enforcer, but Kris, if there is no up, how is there up dog? Up dog? Down dog? Sideways dog? I don't get it. You got me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Ghost of Starman, up is one of many day-to-day concepts that are essentially relative. Yes, yeah. But that's what I'm saying, though. It's like that perception that you can be at different points and experience the same thing, but how in relation to each other are different results, right? It's just how we perceive the world around us, really. Brandon Taylor. Oh, great. Another round Earth shill. Yeah. Shilling for that round Earth. Lord Krabby, if the universe is infinite and up, should we all be high on life, like all the time? Well, I mean, if you want to get high, I mean, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not your dad, or your mom, or even your uncle. Wait, I might be your uncle. Yeah, but high, again, that's a different concept, right? Because one of the things, like, you know, about like gravity, right, is that the closer to the source of gravity you get, you experience time dilation, right? So, for example, we experience gravity or time differently than those in orbit. Like satellites have to be recalibrated, their clocks, because of time dilation, because there's a minuscule effect that the time experience in orbit is different from on the ground, because we're closer to the source of gravity, because gravity bends space and time. So, does that mean that, because what's the greatest source of gravity that we know of in our solar system, right? What's the greatest source? Oi, jeez Louise, thank you. Spud Jack, thank you for the follow. Hello, Spuddo. So, what's the greatest source of gravity in our solar system? The sun. So, does that mean that time moves faster on Mercury and Venus and Earth, all three, and of course Mars? Does that mean Mars, time travels a little bit slower on Mars in comparison to Earth and Venus and Mercury? Does time travel really, really fast on Mercury because it's closer to the sun? Would basically, you know, if you had humans on every place and everybody's doing businesses and there's constant travel, yeah, you'd have different time zones and stuff like that, because time moves differently the closer you get to the source of gravity. That's why, like, black holes, you know, they say, like, you reach that point where the time, you know, anybody who watched Interstellar gets it. Anyway. Fuck, where the hell am I? I'm lost now. Hail up, flat earth, off the edge. Yeah. Anwar and Directo. Greetings from Spain. Greetings from Spain. Well, greetings from Canada. No fucks given. Kris hit the sativa before the stream. Nope, not even. End of the day. Always end of the day. I never do day smoking or ingestion. I eat it. I don't really smoke it much. I don't know, because I already have a really bad habit, smoking, and, you know, I don't know, when I smoke it, it hits me funny. And of course, your body does take in the smoke differently than if you ingested it. Your body produces two different compounds. When you smoke it, like carbon or whatever gets added, and it makes a different molecule. As opposed to eating it, your body attaches a different or an additional carbon, like 2 additional carbons or something like that, and it makes it a different, and your body perceives this different reaction differently. I like eating it because, you know, breathing in smoke makes me feel funny. Whereas eating it, it creeps up on you, and you get a good body buzz going, and yeah, it's good times. It's good times. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Earth isn't flat, but the other planets in the solar system are. I'm not currently taking questions. Yeah, exactly. Kim, I have all 3 editions of Pro Aqua paints. The newer ones are great. The older ones also good. Okay. Brandon, what's up, dog? What's up, dog? Dog? Enforcer, up, dog man. Come on, you know this. LMAO. Up, dog man. Come on. Up, dog man. Come on. You know this. Up dog. No, James, I have fucking no clue as to what you're talking about. Up dog. Like the yoga pose? Isn't that? No, it's like downward facing dog or howling at the moon or some fucking thing. I don't know. I don't do yoga. I've been meaning to do yoga, but I haven't gotten into it yet. Just, I don't know. Getting all bendy. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. Anyway. Fire Drake 18. I'm amazed that everything in nature tries to revert into a circle or spear. I would like to live on the corner of a square planet. Now that would be something. A square planet? That would be something. No fucks given. The only up the only up that is relevant is my erection. Oh, okay. Gotta get the day started somehow, right? Lord Krabby, painting Nurgle badasses. Nurgle Terminator scalps look like something out of Bioshock, the video game, like big daddies on Nurgleroids. Yeah. Spuddo Jack, nice mustache, thank you. Thank you, Spud. Spuddo? Spudoo? Skadoosh? Ghost of Starman, time doesn't travel anymore. It's under house arrest. Sure. Brandon Taylor, what's up, dog? Up, dog. What's up, dog? Dog? Up, dog. Oh, yeah, that's what you're saying. Like, it's up, up, dog is what's up, dog? That's the joke? Oh, fuck. I'm sorry I even fucking asked now. All right, let's jump over to the Instagrams because we can and we shall. I don't have a theme song for this, so Instagram. That's lame, I know. So, in this segment of the show, we have a quick look at the Instagram side of things. If you use the hashtag way of the brush, then I'll have a look at your minis. Because now, mind you, if you use the hashtag and I don't like it right away, no fear, because I'm usually saving it for this segment of the show. So this is where you'll get the little heart from me. This is from our good buddy Kim, Oma, Minis, Warcry Warband. What are these guys? I don't know what these guys are. It's a Warcry Warband. Who are these guys? I don't know who they are. Chaos Duders, anyway. I like the bases. I like that. Is that like Gamer's Grass? Gamer's Grass? I like them. Yeah, Dustin Wood. He has a classic vibe to him, eh? Yeah, very good. I like him. Oh, more from Kim. Firebrand Cultists, first ever try at painting non-metallic metal. Let's give that a like. Yeah, we've seen these before, and yeah, these are really good. Yeah, really, really good. Solid non-metallic metal. I mean, like, I'm sure your efforts in this arena are far better. But yeah, as a first attempt goes, I think it's really good. More from Kim. These guys was my first go with the contrast. When I got the contrast paint series after the pre-order for them is probably. Probably? I like that word, probably. Oh, it's probably a couple of years now. Now, before anybody starts throwing shade at Kim's writing here, I mean, English, I assume, is not his first language. So, cut the guy some slack. So these are contrasts. Very cool. Yeah, straightforward. I mean, contrast, is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. Oh, Jesus, this guy's cutting himself. He's all emo. It's an emo goat. Emo goat? That actually sounds like an actual word, emo goat. I like him. Yeah, it's straightforward. Now, did you throw on some edging highlights, some edge highlights, or did you just do just straight contrast? If I had to guess, I would say you just cleaned it up a bit, but I'm also open to the possibility that you just slapped contrast down and that was it. Very, very cool. On the bases, like I seen like the texture on that base he's standing on, and then like on the wood, did you add that texture as well, or is that already on the sculpt? That's pretty cool. Me likey. Me likey. Eisenhorn painted when they released him. When was that? I don't know. Very cool. Like the cross hatching on the leather. Nice effect. Yeah. Did you drill out the barrels? Bet you didn't even drill out the barrels. God damn it, man. Did you not drill out the barrels? I was going to say, hey, I was painting this guy. Oh, this is the one I was painting. Bane. I was shaped by it. Molded by it. Nice work in the leather. Nice and clean. Very muted tones. I like. Feels like it's right out of the movie. Good stuff. Rudikar the Beast for the Soulblight Gravelord's army. Very cool. I like the way you did the flesh on the legs. That looks really cool. I like that transition through that kind of deep magenta purple up to the flesh tones. Hand just blood eye. Did you drill out the barrels? Come on, Kim. Did you drill out the barrels? Don't lie. Don't lie. No, I like this guy. And I like how you gave it some dramatic lighting, too. Like that horror lighting, the underneath lighting. I like that. That's fun. I like it. The work on the flesh is really good. Space Marines. I should give this a thumbs down because it's a fucking Space Marine, but whatever. Only Ultramarine I ever painted. Did you use pigments on the base? Yeah, it looks like you used pigments. Very cool. Non-metallic metal effect for the armor, I assume. Nice work on the face too. On the arm, I really like your highlighting there. It's very good. 54mm scaled dog in bunny costume. Yeah, I remember seeing this one. I think we did this one on as an email. Because I remember really liking your texture, your creation of the texture on the face and everything. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Is that it? No. Castle Lord on some lizard from Kim. This is like the Kim segment of the show. I like it. I think I would have probably went red for the scales. Maybe. Because it feels like there's like a lot of colors at play with the blue, the red, the green, the yellow. Like the yellow is so dominant, so eye-catching. Or desaturated green, desaturated blue. Go a bit more muted. Good stuff though. I like the gradients on the horns. Yeah, that's good. My fistin'. Wait, did I like that last one? Yes, I did. My Fistin. Everybody's favorite vampire. How come there's so much white paint on your fingers when the model's predominantly red? I'm just teasing. Some Death Guard. Very nice. Oh, I like the miasma coming out of them. Little flies sticky to it. Very cool. I like the colors. Ooh, look at this guy. Nice. I like that. I like the glowy flames. Drippy guts. Kim, how come the bases are never done? I like the firework on there. I like that. It's good stuff. Kim, how come the bases are never done? Why? Why? Space Wolf Eliminators. I got 12 of them. Okay. I like the camo. I like the pattern. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I like that one too. Oh, I like that even more. Oh my god. No, really nice work on the camo. It's really good. I like that. I like that you went for different patterning as well. Nice work on the highlights and the armor and stuff. Yeah, that's good. Is that a las cannon? Is that a sniper with a las cannon? Is that what I'm seeing there? Hold on. Space Marines have snipers with las cannons? Is that where we're at with Space Marines? They have frickin' las cannons? Space Wolves Armiger. Aren't these guys like mechanical? Oh no, these are like printed bits, right? Right? Right. Yeah, very cool. Some Space Wolf. Outrider. I like the weathering on the decal. Be mindful though, again, I know we've talked about this many times about, like, you know, the weathering. Just kind of, you know, slapping it down. I really like your work on the face here. That's really good. That's really nice work. Some more Space Wolves in the army I play, so I got a lot. Fuck it, some more Space Marines. More goddamn Space Marines. Good work though. Soaring Squig. I'm proud of my Electro Priest. I was still experimenting with colors, so the trims on him have been repainted. But otherwise, he's my finest work so far. Skin recipe was me just dicking around with glazes with the contrast, but I think it worked out nicely. Special mention goes to Corvus Black for being so much better black than black. And also to the random guy on the internet who told me to use Brass Scorpion highlighting with Sycorax Bronze. The dirt is oil paint and pigments under a coat of varnish. Cool. Let's give that a like. Soaring Squig. It's a name I've not heard before. Very cool. Yeah, he's really dark. It looks good. It works. Yeah, the flesh is really interesting. I realize, yeah, you said you used a bunch of glazes and stuff like that, but yeah, it's interesting. I like it. With all the warmth, I think a little spot of a color like a blue, like a little device, a symbol or something like that, just in a little bit of a bright blue. Something just to kind of help catch the eye. But yeah, nice work. More from Kim. Vampire. Did we already look at this? Oh, it's already liked. Yeah. I saw it. More from Kim. It's like the Kim hour, for God's sakes. Nothing wrong with that, dude. Nothing wrong with it. Where is my chat? I don't know. Fire Drake 18. If the electrical impulses in your brain were sped up just a bit faster, would time travel be possible? Time travel? No. That'd just be the chemicals in your brain. Like imagine, I don't know, like a fly. The impulses in their brains. Pretty fast, right? Anything with like a fast reaction time, I assume, operates on, fast signals, right? I would think. But that doesn't affect the universe. It only affects you. Fire 13, I'm too old for the gram and hashtagging. Sure. Kim, that actually did, I actually did some bases. Is that what you liked? Sorry for the amount of stuff on Instagram. I'm trying to fill it up a bit since I just started. Yeah, I know. I know. We talked about it before. I know. It's straight contrast. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, because a couple of them look like you deliberately put in some highlights in them. So yeah, it's good application of the contrast. Fire Drake 18. I'm going to start mailing my miniature painting process to Kris House. It's nice to receive handwritten mail. Damn, kids probably can't even read cursive now. True. I don't think they can. I don't think my daughter can. Alex might not be able to either. I don't know. Maybe they can. I've never quizzed them because, again, I don't really handwrite a lot of things, and my cursive is probably better than my actual printing. So yeah, I'm a terrible writing person. Maybe just a terrible person. I don't know. Enforcer, the Bane was born in resin, molded by it. You merely adopted it. Fire Drake, Das is good painting, coma. What is it? Sniper with las fusel. Is that what that's called? Because it looks like a damn las cannon. I mean, I don't know. They can call it whatever the hell they want, but it's a las cannon to me. 8-pointed star painting. Afternoon, Kris. I picked up the lamp you reviewed. Damn, it's good. Yeah, I liked it. I'm still using it, obviously. And yeah, it is. It's a damn fine lamp. Like I said, the previous one I had was the one with the a diopter lens in it. That has worked for many years, constantly being on. And this lamp I never turn off. So, and yeah, it's pretty darn good so far. Knock on wood. 8-pointed star painting. Would you like to see my Golden Demon mini? Sure. You can send it to Kris at wayofthebrush.com. KRIS. It's in the description below as well. Or you can use the hashtag wayofthebrush in Instagram. Whichever way you want to do it. It's dealer's choice. Sorry. Been playing a lot of poker lately. Just, because I'm just going to refresh this. Hold on. Kim, did you post more stuff? No. Okay, hold on. We're gonna jump back to the Instagram because we got a couple more. This is from Sarah Lick. Me likey. Nurgle. I like the mouth on the I don't know what, I guess it's his mouth. It's his mouth, I guess, right? It's like a bagpipe going around his head. Yeah, it's really good. Nice and clean. Things picked out. I like the color, the transitions in the mouth. I like that. And it's Nurgle, so it's nice and freaky looking. Oh, look, a little Nurgling on the base. With mushrooms. It's mushrooms. Nurgle and mushrooms. It's a conspiracy. Anyway. Oh, it's from Kim. This one was from Kim. It's a vampire. What is it? Vargsker from my Soulblight Gravelords army. Gravelords. Very, very cool. Scary ass face. Ooh. Oh, I like that transition through the nails through the hands and the feet. I like that. That's interesting. Nice work on the flesh too. Yeah, I like that little splash of blue you got going on there in the purples. I like that. It feels like a bit of a disconnect with the fur and the flesh. It feels like the fur should have echoed some of this tone, the purple or the bluish tones. More along the lines of the purplish tones, I would think. It can go that bright, but I would have used a bit of that purple, that dark purple, in the darkest recesses of the fur, just to tie that together. Very interesting, though. Is this a color scheme that you made up, or was this a borrowed color scheme? Was that it? Yeah, that was it. But yeah, very cool. Kim, thank you for posting that. And thank you, Sarah, for posting that. Awesome stuff. Where the hell am I? Enforcer. Hearing the kids can't read cursive hit me hard. They never taught us cursive more than handing us a packet for 3 days and calling it there. Oh, like you just like your school module was only like a couple days. Yeah. Because Enforcer, you're a young fella or younger. So yeah, cool. Where the hell am I? Job is left nut. It's taken me 10 minutes to work out how to hashtag. I'm so old you didn't see it. Boo. Like Boo Earns. 8-point star painting. I'll tag you now on Insta. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll refresh it. Hopefully the refreshing doesn't lag my stream out or anything like that. But yeah. I don't see it. Did you use the hashtag with the brush or did you at me? Oh, wait, I see a message. Oh, no, that's not concerning this stuff. Am I on the window? Okay. I'm just making sure I'm not on my screen here. I'm looking at the Instagram stuff. Shit. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, so let's jump over. This is the Instagrams. This is 8-pointed star painting. We'll give that a like. Some Abaddon. I haven't even finished my Abaddon either. And so you're painting this up for a golden demon? Is that what you're doing? Yeah? Gonna do some competition painting for this guy. Finished today's stream with Dark Serentis and had a blast. Was super fun and made great progress on Abaddon. Oh, this was posted on July 9th. Okay, so this is recent then. Very, very cool. Is there just the one photo? I think there's just the one photo. Oh, it's off to a really great start. Yeah. Plenty of time to work on this for Golden Demon. I have no idea. Oh, you little cack. I think I had him. Sorry, it was a fly. Landed right on me, little cocksucker. Anyway. Yeah, you have plenty of time to get this ready. So take your time. Don't be in a rush. And yeah, as long if you tag me or use the hashtag Way the Brush, yeah, I will keep up with your progress. Yeah, if you just keep using Way the Brush, because I do this every Way the Brush episode where we take a look at Instagram, and so if you don't feel like writing me an email and explaining yourself, I'll have a look at your work. I usually don't critique people's work on Instagram as I mean, you're just sharing what you're working on, right? And it's a lot of work in progress. So, I mean, saying this or that about it, I mean, you're not done. I mean, a lot of things can change. I mean, you can totally change the values of things, bring them up, down, change the saturation. There's a bazillion different directions you could go even from this point forward, even with colors already established, right? So, yeah. But yeah, it looks fantastic. I like it. I like your work on the flesh. I really like the look of your highlighting on the back of the leg. That's really good. I like that. I like it. But good stuff. I like it. Keep using the hashtag Way the Brush, and I will more than likely see it. And yeah, I'm just making sure I checked my screen that I was on here. That'd have been embarrassing. It's Instagram models. Slightly provocative. Anyway. Where the hell am I? Jabba's Left Nut. Sarah's the name I use at the weekends. Haven't sent you anything for a while. The Pox Scrivener is mine. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. You go by Sarah? Jabba? Really? No. It's the wife's account, right? Yes, that's what it is. Cool. Yeah, the Pox. Oh yeah, I like that. Very effective, clean. I like the values going on it. The mouth, I mean, the eye immediately kind of looks at, oh, look at this, and then right to the mouth, right, where you have all that, fun detail going on. I like it. Coma. Color scheme is made up. I was using it over the army for all the wolfish vampires. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah, I like it. I like the flesh tones. The only thing that, kind of like, I mean, if I was going to critique it, I think the hair, it pulls because it's the same value as the very bright blue, and I think it'd be cooler if that hair was toned back a bit, so that bright blue has more room to breathe, as it were. I personally, just so that I didn't have too many colors at play, because the flesh tone feels very closer towards the warmer side of things, more reddish, which is fine, because that ties in with the purple and it helps create that transition through the reds into the purples towards the blues. And the hair, it feels very brown and then goes to like a bone color, and I feel it's there's not enough room played there. I think if you went with a deeper purple and went to and just added bone to the purple and built up just so that you were just building up a little bit of that bone color in the final highlight, I would also probably picked a direction. I wouldn't have universally highlighted them all the same value. I probably would have created a gradient, either brighter at the high points or in through the centers, or something along those lines. But yeah, I think it looks fantastic. Yeah, keep going. 8-pointed star painting. I use the hashtag and @you covers all the bases. Yeah, well, again, yeah, moving forward, yeah, if you want to continue to use the hashtag Way the Brush, please do, because it'll show up in that little segment. And yeah, if you want to show off what you're working on, and yeah, I don't know if you're a commission painting service or what, but yeah, I mean, feel free, again, like I said, I usually don't offer comments, or, well, I do comment, but I mean, like, critiquing or anything like that. I don't really do that for that Instagram side, because usually it's just people just sharing their stuff, and if somebody really wants to get into a deep dive of their painting, send me an email. Yeah. Wanna be painter Dom, wifey has dinner ready and I'm starving. See you guys. See you later, duder. Enjoy your dinner. 8-pointed star painting. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please, and continue to share your work, and I will continue to share your work. Aaron Seach, coming soon. Way the Brush, OnlyFans. It's already there. Go ahead, look it up. Way the Brush, OnlyFans. Enforcer, Way the Brush, OnlyFans. Only Monkeys or Wave the Fans? Only Monkeys. Only Monkeys or Wave the Fans? Damn. Damn, you got me. You got me. Kim, can glaze down the fur with some purple and Payne's gray to tie together. Gonna try. Yeah, I would use those colors very thin and slowly build up to that. Not heavy, just tint those surfaces and slowly build up to the desired result. Or if you don't want to touch what you've already done, just try it on another model. See how it works. You might hate it. I don't know. That was just where I would go with it if it was me. Just because, again, like I said, that fur is just kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's really, really bright, as opposed to like the little blue accents you going on, and I really like that. And if you tone down that fur, those blue segments would help the viewer kind of take it all in, kind of thing, right? So yeah, if you're wanting to. Ghost of Starman, Way the Brush, episode 252 or 352. Take care of your OnlyFans, and it'll take care of you. I'm kind of curious now. How many of you actually went to OnlyFans and typed in Way the Brush? I'm curious how many of you actually did it. I'm curious about that. Not I'm curious, like swipe to the right or anything like that. Anyway. I kind of like that though. I wonder if I get flagged for using OnlyFans in the title. Nah, probably not, because it's not like I'm saying join my OnlyFans, you fucking mook. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're changing. We're gonna use that as our title for today. And if it gets flagged, I blame Ghost. I blame Ghost of Starman for my shit getting flagged. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with OnlyFans. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, people got to eat. People got to work. People got to eat, right? Chris Galloway. Hey Chris, just tagged you on a post. I've tried a lot of new techniques I've never tried before on this mini. Don't suppose I can get your view on it. Areas I've missed, etc. Let me see here. Maybe did you do it on Instagram? Or did you send me an email? What did you do? What did you do? Is this you, Chris? CSG Motions? Is that you? Okay, we're gonna jump back over to the Instagram, and we'll give it a like. And it is a Space Marine. So already, Chris, your name's Chris, right? Chris, you've lost points with me already on Insta. Yeah, you've already lost points with me because it's a Space Marine, Chris. No, I'm just teasing. It's all good. All right. No, this looks really good. I mean, there can be some neatness and refining of values and stuff. I dig the glow of the hammer. I mean, if you wanted more intensity, I think the shadows that kind of fall in some of the spaces are a little dark. Up near the hammer head itself, I think those spaces, like the part where the impact point of the hammer, you see how you have that dark outline around that. I think that should be more of your mid-tones in the dark shadows. but just to help that feel more like it's glowing. But I mean, where you have all the glow occurring onto the model, it feels, mostly right. The flesh looks okay. The armor and the weathering, I think that could be a little bit more refined. But I mean, again, if you're, relatively new to painting, I mean, this is really good. I mean, I like your work on that shield, the chest shield thing. The OSL feels fine. Yeah, I think where you might be kind of like not happy with that, is it the glow of the OSL, or what was exactly you asking? I've tried a lot of new techniques I've never tried before on a mini. Don't suppose I can get a view on areas I've missed. Things missed. I don't see anything like. There's nothing about this that jumps out at me and goes, oh, well, here's where you need to improve. I think what it is you started from a black primer, right? And you wanted to have a somewhat brighter color scheme with the red and the glowing green. And those elements often work out better if you start with a brighter color and just build your shadows downwards. Especially on elements like the hammer, where it's going to be a bright green, where it's glowing, right? And yeah, I think really it's the level of intensity of glowiness that you're looking for. Like anywhere where it's really, really dark on the hammer head should be only your mid-tone green. In my experience of creating the illusion of a light source, right? Also, like the lighting on the arm and the helmet, I like it. And I think around the knee joint, you would also get a little bit, like that little rim on the knee, above the knee, that would catch a little bit of light as well, because that's almost the same distance as that wrist, right? But I mean, it's really just a refinement of your brushwork. I also caution people not to rely on shade washes to achieve all their shadow values. For anybody who's getting serious about getting better at their painting, anybody looking to get serious, right? Don't rely on shade washes to provide all the shadow values for you. Learn to implement those deliberately. But I mean, otherwise, no, nothing about this jumps out at me like, oh yeah, you need to do this better. You need to do this better. No, I mean, it's really more or less about your control, and also where you're starting out, right? Because, for example, like doing that shoulder pad with the bone color there, that looks like you had to lay down a bunch of layers, and that's because you were trying to build a bright color on top of a dark prime. Stop me if I'm right, that you primed it black and then laid this color down. And even the red, you probably have to put a bunch of layers down just to build that red up. And that can soften details, just having that many layers of paint. Kind of like Tetris. Imagine Tetris, okay? You're stacking boxes, right? You're stacking these shapes. So imagine painting kind of like Tetris, where you have the surface of the model and you don't want to exceed a certain amount of layers of paint, right? Because then it starts to soften the details. It starts to clog at details and, obscure, and you don't get sharp corners on things anymore. You don't perceive those anymore. And so you don't really want to have a whole bunch of layers of paint caked up onto the model surface. And that's where, you want to think about it like Tetris. So if your intention is to have a fairly bright color scheme, or you have a lot of elements on the model that are going to be fairly bright, you don't want to be building up a whole bunch of layers of paint to get to that level of intensity. You may as well start with a mid-tone, like a gray prime, or even a white prime, right? Like Kris says all the time, you want it bright, you prime it white, right? One of the little stupid catchphrases Kris says all the time. And yeah, and that's really about it. And you know, I think that's really one of the first places that you're going to notice that you are starting to improve. If your color scheme's dark, stick with the black primer. If it's a mix between the two, go with a gray. Find the happy medium. If it's a bright color scheme, you know what I mean? Like you're doing Imperial Fists, right? That bright yellow. Blood Angels, bright red, right? Go with a white primer, because you can always build those shadows down, and you can always get darker in those recesses, right? You can piss off. Did I get you? I got him too. I got him. Little son of a... Oh, he's still moving. You die now. There. Got him. He dead. Back off. Son of a bitch. Oh, I scooched him into my carpet. Fuck. I should have threw him in my garbage. Only one now. Little cocksucker. Where are you? There you are. Ooh, you son of a bitch. Fly away. Shoo fly. Anyway. So hopefully, Kris, that kind of helps. I distracted myself there with the fly, but yeah, that's really one of the big differences is, not building up too many layers of paint, right? So, yeah. Where the hell am I? And oh, I had that fly. I was like, look at my hand where I got the fly. It wouldn't hurt me. Might turn into a fly. Kim, yeah, I painted them earlier today. It only took me a few hours, but I agree the fur is a bit too much contrast and tone. Yeah, it just, I mean, that I would like to see more of that blue become more apparent and that fur get knocked back a bit, because it also feels like an abrupt jump from the flesh to the hair, whereas you have like that nice gradient going on the membranes and then on the ends of the limbs. I like that. So yeah, do it now. Enforcer, just do what all the girls do, Kris. Call it your OF. Oh, OF. Kris, Insta. That's the one. Yeah, the glow and the weathering. Regarding primer, the red primer. Okay. B-Man says try Zenithal highlight. Yeah, I mean, that's another area. I mean, again, it sounds like Kris is wanting to experiment, try out different techniques. Honestly, like your placement of highlights and things of that nature are very good. Like, highlights are where I expect them to be, especially doing it kind of more like GW style, where a lot of edge highlighting. Yeah, you're doing it well. I mean, it's really just a refinement of your control of the color, and getting thinner lines. That'll help with the resolution of your weathering, your scratch marks, your edge highlighting, getting used to working with the paint a little bit thinner and creating those finer lines and slowly building up. Now, this level of painting that you've shared here, Kris, is really good. I mean, a whole army painted this standard, that would be a high standard for an army. If your goal was to work towards a competition type level, dependent upon what category and also what else was there, this could place definitely, because you paid a lot of attention to your OSL, the hammer glow. There's just a few other things. I mean, a symbol on that shoulder pad would be nice, but yeah, I mean, like, all within due time. I mean, especially if you're relatively new to painting, yeah, I mean, just practice. That's all it is, bud. That's all it is. Lots of practice. Play, and you have the right sensibility that you're very open to trying out different techniques, and stuff like that. And the biggest thing that I often recommend for everybody, especially when they're trying out different things and they have certain expectations in their mind, is to do not be afraid to fail at it, because failure is good. It means you're learning. Failure is good. And it's good to learn. If that's your goal, is to become better at this, then you need to learn. And the only way, there's another goddamn fly in here. And the only way you're going to learn is by failing. Right? So, do not be afraid of your failures. Do not let those things take you down and go, oh, I'll never get this. I'll never be a good painter. I'll never, be able to do OSL or, whatever. Get that out of your mind right now. You want to love failure. You want to love it. Because every time you fail, you learn something. And as long as you're paying attention and learning, you will get better every single time. You're going to get better. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, got another one. Got another one. Look, I'm throwing in the garbage this time. Fucking buggers. Anyway, SW, unmitigated violence caught on film. Oh, me smacking up the fly? Yeah, the first fly. I said there was only one before, and then two showed up, and I was like, what the hell? Anyway, I think there's only one now. Little son of a bitch. Kris, yeah, my color scheme is very cartoonish styled, close to what you see in Dawn of War 3. The model I tagged you was an experiment for tone down paint scheme. Yeah. B-Man, fear and loathing with those flies. Should I tell him about the flies? No. Let him figure it out himself. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like it's a good paint job. It's solid. It's really just like stop relying on the shade wash to provide all your shadow values. Start to work with your paint a little bit thinner. If your color scheme is on the brighter side of things, use a mid-tone prime like a gray or a white primer. If your color scheme like this kind of model with this kind of stuff going on, yeah, this would have been a gray, at least a gray primer. I wouldn't go with black. Now, if your goal was super contrasty, because there's quite a few painters out there that paint very, very contrasty. And if that was your goal, then yeah, continue to use black. But just know that you're going to end up putting a bunch of layers of paint down, especially for things that you want to be bright, right? So, yeah, just something to bear in mind. There's many ways to go about it. Don't think that, the way I've described something is the only way or is the only right way to do it. With so many things in painting, there are many ways to go about getting an end result that are all equally valid, right? So, yeah. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Always there are a fly and another fly. Yeah, exactly. What time we at here? Holy cramoles. There's only 21 minutes left of the show. Let's get to the emails. Instagram took a while. Jeez. If you are wearing headphones, turn them up or down because here it comes. Yeah, we'll do this one. Email time. It's email time. I think I inadvertently killed a fly. It was trying to get under my mug. Under my mug. My mug? Anyway. Did we do this one already? This one's from B-Man. I don't think so. I painted these Bloodborne up real quick this week. I might get back to them eventually, but I doubt it. I can't stop thinking of Gene Stealers positioned like this. Hope we get some new Tyranid sculpts before long. If we got unique Kill Team sculpts like we get for Underworlds, I'd be all in. All in. I'm all for Underworlds, and I have no intention of playing the game. I know, that's kind of where I'm at, too. I'm kind of like, I love the models, but, do I really feel like playing the game? I don't know. Even Warcry. I like a lot of the gangs in Warcry, and I'm like, man, do I feel like playing the game? I don't know. It's not really, singing to me, right? I like to work on the pillars. Nice and clean. Oh, nice and zoomed in. Yeah, nice work on the flash. like that guy, yeah. Yeah, really good stuff. I like him. I think if we, can we go back? Let me go back. If we, oops. If we were going to be really nitpicky about it, I think I would, if I wanted those vampires to be that level of intensity, I would have darkened up the stone and the bases and gone with slightly darker values there. I'm not saying change anything. Don't do that. I'm just saying in the future, yeah, I probably would have went with darker stones. Same values, but or same hue, but not as bright, because they feel like the same value, right? Or go with darker vampires, just for some visual interest and to help break them up. You know what I mean? Oftentimes with miniature painting, you know, it's often framing the sculpt, right? The base and whatever base details and crap like that. Oh, you son of a bitch! You know, they should complement each other in some fashion. Having the model the same color intensity as the base, you can lose the model, right? Versus if the model's kind of bright and the base is kind of dark, it helps frame that model and, you know, and help the eye move around the model, so to speak. Next email we're going to do is from, B-Man had a comment. Makes sense. I started painting these guys like the hybrid from Underworld's movie. I didn't get to look right through. Couldn't get it to look right though. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, I think with the vampires, if you wanted them to look, you know, like they're very vampirish, so like they're kind of really pale and gaunt and all that, that stone that they're kind of grabbing, make that just a little darker, right? Yeah. I would suggest anyway. I wouldn't bother. Since the model's already done. I wouldn't bother. But if you tackled something similar like that again, bear that in mind, right? Just saying. All right. Next email is from our good buddy Scott Radum. It's still like plus 35 out here in the prairies, and that means for sure that it is still the cruel boy's summer. How lucky for us all. Still ducking around with non-metallic metal, went for oldish copper and regular steel. Fire away, or don't. This wasn't really new ground, just more practice. I'm not on the stream today as I'm on a trip with the wife, losing my ass in a casino right now. Have a good one, and don't forget about Cruel Boys Summer. So yeah, apparently Scott really wants me to do some Cruel Boys. I do have the Dominion box set. And yeah, so, but I think I was talking about this on the stream the other day. I think I'm gonna do the Stormcast with the wings. I think that'll be the first model I tackle. I got an idea I want to play with. I like the copper. Yeah, it can be a bit tricky going for these non-metallics on these really kind of rigid, jagged, segmented surfaces. You know, oftentimes when we are interpreting the non-metallic metalness of something, it's often on more bulkier surfaces. Again, you know, with non-metallic metal, it's really what kind of non-metallic metal we're going. We're going with the stylized approach, or we're going with realistic. Going realistic, you can pull your hair out, especially like on that knife on the left. Yeah. Because it's reflections within reflections kind of stuff. I mean, it looks good, don't get me wrong. I get the impression that it is metal. I really like your work on the flesh. I like that brown tone in the green for the shadows, as opposed to just going with like a black or something. I like that. I applaud that choice. Colors are good, very muted. As a lot of us know through a lot of Scott's other work, he does prefer more muted color palettes and more natural color palettes. And so, yeah. I like it. It's really good. It's straightforward. I mean, yeah, you can kind of drive yourself crazy doing non-metallic metals, especially on that kind of knife with the crazy edges and everything, or even the armor plate. But if you're going like with orc kind of aesthetic on stuff, you know, I don't think you have to go really shiny type of non-metallic metal. You can do the more stylized, you know, the illustrative type of, you know what I mean? Like what I'm talking about, like with non-metallic metal, I'm sure a bunch of you realize what I'm talking about by this point because I've talked about it so much in the last couple weeks. It's more like, you know, the logo for Metallica. You know what I mean? It has that faux kind of, you know, metallic surface. That's often what is regarded as non-metallic metal. Majority of non-metallic metal paint jobs, that's the kind of effect that they're going for. And I don't understand why some people say that that's realistic, because it's not. It's a stylized approach. It's not realistic. Realistic non-metallic metal would be painting the reflective reflections from the environment and ambient light source and reflected light, right? So that's realistic. But it only works from a few perspectives. And like I said, you can drive yourself bananas trying to, you know, make that happen. Because essentially, you know, we're talking about made up stuff in made up environments. And so, you know, arguing that no, light wouldn't cast that way on an armor surface, on a made up surface in a made up environment, you know what I mean? Because, like, there's no reason why silver armor in, you know, on some alien planet that has a red sky, right? What would that look like on silver armor? I mean, it would look like probably red armor in a lot of places, right? So, you know, it's just that kind of shit. Kim, really nice, Scott. Yeah, really nice work, Scott. I concur. I wholeheartedly concur. I like Scott's painting. Scott's painting's good. This is from Derek. Hello, Kris and Monkeys. Just showing off the very first painted model from my new paint station. So, Agent Bob, former member of Hydra, has the honor. He's about 98% done, just cleaning up some nicks and painting the base's rim. Also wanted to show what else is in the pipeline. Can you guess them all? As always, feedback is appreciated. Also, thank you for all the videos you've made. It really has helped a lot. Not sure how long, but after a year after mini wargaming started is how long I've been suckling at the paint teat. Who knew you had to prime models before you paint them? Well, honestly, you don't have to prime models. It's just if you want the models to, you know, if you want the paint to adhere to the model surface, you should prime the model. But you don't have to prime a model to paint it. Anywho, I like this dude. Holy cramoles. He's got a chef's hat and a bazooka. I'm not familiar with this guy. I like the way he painted the bodysuit, the green. I like that. Oh, I have no idea who these are. I'm gonna take a guess at this. This is Black Widow. What's his name there? Iron Fist. Cable. Is that Cable? Looks like Cable. And Luke Cage. Is that who I'm talking about? The character on the far left. I'm gonna assume that's Black Widow, but I'm probably wrong. I have no idea who it is. But yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, I like the way you painted it. I like the green. It's nice and neat. You know, straightforward. I wish it was a little bit more in focus, but big whoop. No, it looks good. Now, did you use any other speedier paint processes, or was this like straight up green and then you built up green and yeah. I kind of wish that was a little bit more in focus, just so I can kind of see a bit more of your brushwork, but no biggie. Fire Drake Domino, good effort. Yeah, you're Derek, right? Fire Drake, yeah. You didn't have it in the email, so I was like, I didn't want to say whose handle it was because I wasn't sure. All right, last email. What time we at? Oh, camolies. We got 8 minutes left of the show, and so we got one more email left to do. And this is from our good buddy, Old Man Logan. Hi, Kris. Sorry for the long hiatus. Don't be sorry. It's not like I haven't been doing anything, just nothing worth sharing in my opinion. I doubt that. But at least I have a couple of recent commissions that I thought would be fun and take a look at. First is a Griffhound. It's pretty straightforward, just tabletop, but it was a fun scheme to paint. Next is Lord Eltharion? Anyway, which I spent a bit more time on and had a lot of fun with. It is a gorgeous sculpt, and I may end up getting one for my own personal collection, i.e. Closet of Shame. Let me know what you think, and have a great Way of the Brush day. David, a.k.a. Old Man Logan. Don't ask why I say it like that, but anyway. Holy camolies. I like it. I like the way you did the eye. I like how that comes in and you got that nice bright green in there. Highlights are straightforward. Yeah, it's tabletop, just getting it done. I like that little slight transition of green to the yellow in the tail. And I like it in the face as well. I like that. I like it. I like we do your treatment of the base. Just straightforward. Yeah, I like the way you did the eyes though. I like that. Nothing wrong with a straightforward paint job. Oh, look at this. I like the little transition you got going on in his hair plume, or whatever that would be called. Is that blending from a metallic to an opaque color? Or did you just paint it like a non-metallic metal? On the helmet, I'm talking about. I like it. I like that transition through the helmet like that. Colors are good. I like that really dark blue. The white armor. I like the straightforwardness of the color scheme. And I like that you used a little bit of that warmth from the gold elements, but it's not, overbearingly gold. It's actually quite pale. I really like that. I like to work on the sword. Sword's good. Yeah, I really liked your treatment on the helmet. It's solid. I mean, it's a really nice clean paint job. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just digging because on my screen it looks like you went from a metallic paint and then you transitioned into the opaque paint, which is something I've shown many years ago. Something we might revisit. I was doing, what was I doing? It was a possessed marine, going from flesh to metal. You know how they have, or the obliterators. They have the guns coming out of their flesh. I really like this model too. Honestly, if it was up to me, this is how Eldar Phoenix Lords would look. They would look like empty suits. Because in the literature, they describe them more like empty suits, right? And yeah, I would do the Phoenix Lords like this, where they look like they're an empty suit. Even the Thousand Sun miniatures should be done like that for 40k, not 30k. But yeah, I like it, dude. I like it a lot. It's a really good job. Oh, he's busting out the blacklight. Oh, we were using some Some fluorescent colors. Oh, on the sword. A man after my own heart. Yeah, that's kick-ass, man. Yeah, that's kick-ass. It's just too much fun playing with fluorescent colors, isn't it? It's just too much fun. If any of you out there have not been playing with any fluorescent colors, give it a try. Just find one color. Vallejo, golden, I think scale 75. I think Green Stuff World does some fluorescent colors. There's a bunch of water-based acrylic paint lines that do fluorescence. Yeah, just give it a try. Just pick up a bottle. Like, I'd recommend like an orange or a magenta, or even green, as those are really, really strikingly obvious. The blue. See, when I was looking at those other pictures, I did not gather that blue was fluorescence. But under the light, boom, there you are. That shit's glowing. And it glows. Obviously. Yeah, this is really good stuff. I like that. This just scores extra points with me. Extra points. Because the motherfucker glows. It's a goddamn elf model that's fucking glowing, man. Come on. Like, what's not to love there? Fire Drake, no contrast, straight paint bottle. Okay. Yeah, so you laid the green down and then built those highlights up. Excellent. Yeah, I kind of wish that the photos were just a little bit clearer, just so I could kind of, appreciate some of your brushwork there. But yeah, but please keep sending pics, man. Keep sending pics. Fire Drake 18, where are his legs? He doesn't have legs. He has legs. It's just there's no knee joint. Like, there's nothing. It's an empty suit of armor, and I love that. I think, like I said, I think the Phoenix Lords for Eldar should look like that. Like, they should have an element on them. Maybe not looking like the whole suit is empty, but there's like, elements where like one of the helmets looks like they're not connected, or an arm that's extended out and it's there's a gap there, and you know what I mean, like just these kind of visual cues that you're dealing with something that's not entirely Eldar. It's because these are supposed to be mythical beings from Eldar legend who partake in battle and who show up in times of need, kind of thing, right? And so yeah, they should, and also they should definitely be bigger. Phoenix Lord should. Well, Jane Zar is pretty darn big in comparison to her old version, and yeah, I think that trend should continue. I would love to see like a sermon be a bit bigger. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, Mugen Ra is a bigger model. Yeah, getting excited now. Then they just scrap the whole product range and integrate them. That's the other thing that I think that they may go, which is why we haven't gotten much from Eldar. Is I'm thinking that they might. It wouldn't shock me, especially the way they want to try and progress the story and everything like that. That Eldar, all the elves basically become amalgamated into one force under Inari, right? And Inari basically becomes just the elf faction. And yeah, so you only have a little bit of Craftworld stuff. You only have some dark elf stuff, some Harlequin stuff. You know what I mean? You might get a few more, Yanid models and stuff like that, or Yanari models, whatever. Yeah, I could see that happening. If that does happen, I'd be very, very disappointed, though. Very disappointed. Kim, Green Stuff World is a very liquid. The scale color are matte. Vallejo are satin, and Molotov is totally opaque. Okay. Fire Drake 18, if you're invincible, wouldn't wearing armor put you at a disadvantage? Or you mean invisible? Yeah, invisible. I think if you were invisible, wouldn't that put you at an advantage? No, because I'm not sure what the lore is for that suit for the what is that faction called? Age of Sigmar? The elves? What the hell are they called? Wow, Lumineth. There we go, Lumineth. I got it. I eventually got there. The old brain didn't need that much help. I got there. So anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what the lore is for the Lumineth, for that guy. But I know for the lore for the Phoenix Lords, at least like what has been described in some of the books, is that it's like the Wraith constructs where they're powered essentially by a bunch of spirit stones, and basically for the Phoenix Lords, an Exarch comes along, hopefully of the same shrine, and encounters the suit, or it's through destiny that he ends up crossing paths with the suit, but then his spirit stone joins with the suit, and that suit just becomes animated again, right? At least that's the way it was described. I think it was with the Eldar book. I think it's like the first Eldar book or second Eldar book. Or maybe it was a short story. I can't remember. Maybe it was a short story. Anyway. Hail Bob. Lumineth Realm Real Lords. Real Lords? Is that like meme lords? The Lumineth meme lords? That's kind of funny. Anyway. Just cleaning up some of this here. Go. There we go. Go. Okay, we're good. Brandon. Gotta go pick up my boy up from the theater. See you next week. Nice painting, everyone. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, B-Man. Oh, yeah. It's 2 o'clock. It's 122 minutes now. Hail Bob. The Lumineth armor is just powered by magic spirit, if I recall. It doesn't need a host or anything, if I recall. Yeah. I'm not sure. So I'll take your word for it as far as like the Lumineth is concerned. Because basically, right, like for Age of Sigmar, they're rewriting everything. And I get the feeling like they want to do that with the 40k stuff, right? But because they fear or are cautious of the backlash of nerd rage, that they don't just pull the plug on all of Warhammer 40k and just rewrite it all like they did for fantasy to Age of Sigmar, right? Although I'm thinking by this point they should have just ripped the band-aid off and did it. Especially if that means new sculpts and new stuff, and but the thing is though, is in 40k, so many of people's armies and collections are so darn big, and with so many big Forge World models and stuff like that, yeah, I mean, people would really lose their shit. I mean, I personally, as an Eldar player, I mean, at this point, it's kind of, are they getting an update? Are they getting canned? Like, what's happening, right? I mean, like, it's mixed signals you get from G-dubs. And if they just completely shit-canned all of Eldar, yeah, I'd be disappointed. Definitely. Because, like, I have, like, I don't know how many points of Eldar I have, but it's quite a bit. And a lot of Forge World kits. I got, like, a whole bunch of flyers. I got, got all sorts of stuff. And, yeah, it'd be disappointing. But if they changed Eldar so that, or Eldari, I suppose, I guess it was what it is now, right? And, it was similar things, but, improved sculpts, dynamic, like what we see out of Age of Sigmar, I would probably come around. I'd probably be a little bit nerd rage for a bit, but then I'd probably come around. Maybe. Fire Drake. I hope they don't tone down the Grim Dark. What exactly is the Grim Dark? Like, when that's a term I hear a lot, and people say, yeah, I just don't want to lose the Grim Dark. What are we talking about when we use the term Grim Dark? I hope 40k doesn't lose the Grim Dark, because I heard that argument many years ago, going from Rogue Trader to 2nd edition, and I could see the point. I could see their point. It was a buddy of mine. He didn't want to play 40k anymore because when 2nd edition came around, he thought it was too Fisher Price, too kiddie. It was too. It was a joke. The game was being Fisher priced, right? Coming from Rogue Trader, we played Rogue Trader a lot, and yeah, I mean, like, I could see that point, because yeah, like, it was a streamlining of the rules. It was objectives. It had all these cards, and it was all bright colors. The codexes were bright colors, and you know what I mean. Like, it was very, very different tone. Then 3rd edition rolled around, and everybody got really excited again because they brought back a bit of that Grim Dark, which whatever was in Rogue Trader and somehow was lost in 2nd edition, which I mean, other than the outside perception of material, the stories and the way things unfolded, I mean, didn't really change that much. In fact, a lot of it was stayed fairly true. So I'm not sure what people mean by don't lose the grim dark, because I was there when it went from Rogue Trader to second edition, and there was a huge tonal change in the outward appearance of things. But as far as the literature and the story and how everything went, it was still the same. It was still the same. Just the outward facing side of things had a different aesthetic. But the game still played, relatively the same. I mean, like, it was, really wasn't that much of a difference. Sort of. Enforcer, I say fuck it and bring us back to Horus Heresy. I love the detail on those. To see them get more of an Age of Sigmar treatment would be a dream. Horus Heresy get the Age of Sigmar treatment? 9. No. It's Space Marine on Space Marine. That's boring as shit. And for them to have dynamic poses and stuff like that, a bunch of Space Marines leaping, and you know what I mean, like, no. I mean, I don't see that happening. I mean, it could very well happen. Horus Heresy get the Age of Sigmar treatment, sure. I don't know. I don't see it. Rumen Matinoff, there he is. Hey everyone. Hey Kris. Hey Rumen. Dark Side, I'm mad they got rid of Legion of the Damned. Is Legion of the Damned gone? Are they gone? They're not a thing anymore in the universe? No? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. Firedrake 18. Someone, like ages ago, created a 40k Bible which had everything as far as lore and story tie-ins. Right, but when you're talking about lore and story tie-ins, that is subject to change at the whim of the company. Right? Think like Star Wars. Right? All the novels from the 90s and stuff like that, and they all just get, legend and not canon anymore. Games Workshop can do the exact same thing with Warhammer. And, there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. It's because it's their property. And if somebody changes something as far as themes and lore and stuff like that, and they change it, and then you no longer agree with it, the company doesn't have to change. You just leave. You can leave. You're free to leave. Right? You are free to leave. That is your choice as a human being on this planet. You are free to leave. And yeah, I mean, like I was saying, when they went from Rogue Trader to second edition, complete tonal change. It lost my buddy. My buddy stopped playing. He's like, no, fuck that game. It's for kids, right? Even though the core rules and everything like that was just refined, it still played the same. Still had the same stats. Still had the same, charts, and you know what I mean. It was this card system. It was like war gear cards. Characters going to have so many war gear, but it just streamlined it so that it was easier to just kind of quickly pick up and create games, rather than with Rogue Trader, who was creating like story and narrative, and you know what I mean, and then of course handwriting out all our army lists and stuff like that, and what gear people had. And of course we were very strict, as we weren't totally what you see is what you get. In fact, that came out very much later, but if you didn't have it written down on your character sheet, they didn't have it. And if you forgot to do it, too bad. Should have wrote it down. Should have wrote more carefully. You know what I mean? Be more complete. And so yeah, but yeah, my son of a bitch. Yeah, my buddy, he left, and he didn't come back into 40k until around Apocalypse came out. Apocalypse now is what, 4th edition, late 4th edition. When Apocalypse rolled around, he got the bug again, and he got back into 40k. So yeah, he left for a while. He left for a while. But yeah. Darkside, they no longer make the models. Oh, for Legion of the Damned? No? Yeah. I mean, they no longer make the model. Well, I mean, There's lots of things like that, but I mean, it doesn't mean that they're not still part of the universe. It's just there's no new models. And I mean, yeah, doing Legion of the Damned Primaris, lore-wise, like, how do you explain that one, right? Because I mean, like, Legion of the Damned are supposed to be, you know, these apparitions that come in and, you know, help save the day for Space Marines caught in a jam, right? And there's a bunch of Primaris Marines, and they're, you know, they're overwhelmed. And then all these little mini Marines with flaming skulls and bones under armor come out of nowhere. It's like, oh, a bunch of cute little mini Marines, you know. Fire Drake 18, the fluff and the overall dark violence. I believe they are making it more kid friendly, not really pushing Slaanesh these days. But Slaanesh has just gotten a huge push. There's a whole bunch of Slaanesh models for Age of Sigmar. I don't know about for 40k, but, and making it more kid friendly. I don't know. Like, what exactly is making it more kid friendly? I mean, okay, I don't know how long you've been playing the game, but going from Rogue Trader to 2nd edition, that kind of argument holds up. Going from 2nd edition to 3rd edition, streamlining of the game to make it easier for kids, possibly. Because, yeah, that was a big jump in mechanics as well, going from 2nd edition to 3rd edition. A lot of stuff got streamlined. A lot of it got really simplified. Going from 7th edition to 8th edition, okay, yeah, more streamlining. But as far as the tonal violence, I mean, like, they're putting out Kill Team. Did you watch that video? It starts off in the first 5 seconds, Buddy getting crushed and blood squirting all over the place. I mean, like, that's pretty goddamn violent. So I don't know what exactly is kid friendly. Plus, I mean, on the miniatures themselves, it's only for 13 and up, right? So that's what is that? Teens? 12 and up, 12 plus. These are, and it says clearly on the box, this is not a toy. So this is not for kids, right? Warhammer 40,000 game, like, all this stuff is not for kids. So I'm not sure what exactly people are talking about when they say, you know, don't mess with the grim dark, because I've been there since Rogue Trader, and only time I've seen that the aesthetic change drastically was from Rogue Trader to 2nd edition. That's the only time. Everything else has, since 3rd, the tone has been consistent. 2nd edition is the aberration in otherwise a pretty continuous theme throughout the whole thing. So I'm not sure. Fire Drake 18, never really see a Lost in a Damned army, which is really just Traitor Guard. Yeah, like Legion of the Damned. I mean, like, because, like, if you're really going to be a stickler for the lore, then Legion of the Damned should all be in the Mark 7 armor, or 5, 6, whatever the fuck. But they should not be in Primaris armor, because the Primaris armor is for all the new Marines and the upgraded Marines, right? Unless, of course, Legion of the Damned is something else entirely, and who knows. But I mean, sure, if they want to make Primaris Marines Legion of the Damned, by all means, it's their IP, so they can do whatever they want. If they want to shoehorn it in, then shoehorn it in. They will. Hail Bob. Yeah, the Kill Team trailer was indeed pretty violent. You can see that the sergeant's skin burned, char through his broken leg. Yeah, you can see even that level of gore, that the blood and guts of, like, Buddy's flesh burning away, and, you know what I mean? Like that was a gory intro. Like, even the Indomitus animation with the sister battle and the Marines and stuff like that wasn't even that bloody and scary, and, you know what I mean? Like, the Kill Team, that was gory as hell, you know? And yeah, like, that's kid friendly? Is that really? Jabba's Left Nut. Fun kid friendly. They should make it more wallet friendly. Now, 100% yes, Jabba, I concur. Should make it more wallet friendly. What would be interesting? They'd never do it, but what would be interesting? I mean, I suppose one could extrapolate what their profit margin is per unit. and exactly how they determine price, right? Yeah, it'd be interesting just to see, get our hands on, how they come up with their costs. But then again, I mean, it's their business. I mean, how does Walmart determine the costs? How does Amazon determine costs? How does any business, right? If you don't like the way they do business, then don't do business with them, right? Again, you can always walk away. You can always walk away. Fire Drug 18, been playing since 2nd edition. Yeah. So, I mean, like, you got into it in 2nd edition. So you remember that aesthetic, right? The War Gear cards and the Battle Mission cards and all these little cards, Psychic Powers, right? All that stuff. The codexes had really bright colors to them, big colorful art on them, all that stuff, right? You remember that. How old were you? Were you just a teenager? Because if you were just a teenager, then that aesthetic change worked on you. Because it drew you in. And more people played. And why did more people play? Because the rules were streamlined. It wasn't this, kind of... it often gets equated to like role-play game, but it's really not exactly. But, you know what I mean? It wasn't quite as intimidating. Even though now, today, getting into 40K is way more intimidating because there's so much crap now. Back then, in 2nd edition, like, there really wasn't that much. There wasn't a lot of novels. The information about armies was coming from codexes, maybe White Dwarf articles. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't a lot of info on this, a lot of stuff, right? So, yeah. But, yeah, you remember 2nd edition, right? So, yeah. Well, we were playing, my gaming group, we were playing from Rogue Trader. And when 2nd edition rolled around, yeah, my buddy left. The other friends, they stayed. I mean, when we were between girlfriends and stuff like that, right? So, anyway. Enforcer, you can't spell Kriegsman without gore. Okay. Jack O'Hara, hello, Jack, and little emoji of head. Ruben Matnoff, indeed, they don't want to have any more ebook rules. So I'm not giving them any more money for books, and we'll just pirate the rules off the interwebs. Well, that's your choice, man. Fire Drug 18, it's needless, more complicated. I haven't played a game in like 5 years. It's needless, more complicated? Second edition in comparison to like 8th and 9th, 2nd edition is way more complicated. Just think of like the vehicle rules, for fuck's sakes. Vehicle rules in 2nd edition. I mean, that was the same stuff that obviously is still the underpinning of Necromunda 2nd edition rules. So much is still borrowed from 2nd edition rules, or even Rogue Trader rules, because they're essentially the same, just again a little bit more clarification and stuff. But the vehicle rules since 2nd edition, like when 3rd edition rolled around and going from 2nd edition to 3rd edition, and the changes to the vehicle rules, holy crap! Like that was like, man, and that was dumbing down of rules. Getting into from 7th to 8th and 9th, yeah, it's a little bit more streamlined, but yeah, it's not half as complicated. Yeah. But anyway. But as far as 8th and 9th, though, I like the rules for 8th and 9th. 8th edition, I played a ton of 8th edition rules. 7th edition, just, you had to bring all these fucking books and the FAQs, and you had rules in this one book and this supplement and this supplement. This is, no. Especially for pick up and play kind of gaming. No, it's better to have a much more streamlined system that leads to less complications, less rules arguing, or, all these other things that can bog down a game. Yeah, it leads to less of that. And anytime you can alleviate negative player interactions, I'm all for it. Dark Side, I haven't played a game in over 15 years. Oof. Yeah. Oof. Fire Drake 18, needlessly more in that constant updates and codexes. Need more complicated in the up. Man, like, I mean, it sounds like you've been in this game for a while. Like, remember when like a codex was every 6 months? Get like a miniature, brand new miniature every 3 months, maybe if we were lucky. And now we're getting fucking weekly releases. I mean, this is a good time to be to love Warhammer 40,000 with all this constant updates and codexes, the release of codexes. Like, we don't have to wait a year for another codex. Like, do you remember like how bad that was, waiting on these codexes? And then when 3rd edition rolled around and the codexes were so damn thin, oh my lord, oh my, such a pain. Man, like, I could sit here all day and just think about all the gripes from shit, Yeah. Jabba's left nut. Auto retailer Halfords in the UK insist on making 70 to 80% on everything in the store they sell. So GW will have the same business mode or model. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, retail is oftentimes 3 times the value of what it cost them, right? So in retail, right, like you think of like, Sears, right? They buy something from a manufacturer who sells them at wholesale price, and then of course they would mark it up 3 times, right? 300% or whatever fuck. So that was the old rule. So, and retailers who retail Games Workshop product, yeah, they get a significant discount. So even them making money from retailers, they still have to be making at least 3 times what it costs them to produce, right? Because those costs don't get absorbed by the company, they get absorbed by the consumer. Those costs and stuff, like especially when they develop new technology, the company doesn't pay for that. That comes from the customer. They just charge more, right? Anyway. Ruben, well, Kris, wouldn't you say it become very similar with the number of books nowadays? Similar to 7th, that is. Example, Chaos Marine Codex, then Vigilus, then Faith and Fury. Well, see, like, I haven't gotten into those campaign books because I know like the Jane Czar rules and everything like that. Yeah. Now, I mean, I go with the app. So if there's any rules that come in as supplement, I mean, I just open the app and But I understand. I mean, because the codex also, like the books, also have the fluff, whereas the app doesn't have the fluff. So that's the draw for getting the books. And but I mean, like, if it doesn't sell, right? I mean, if everybody's tired of getting all these books, then everybody needs to stop buying the books. Games Workshop will get the message that everybody's tired of the books or all these supplements, right? Give it to us in one big fuck off book, right? So Space Marines, give us the Space Marine Bible that has all the chapters and all the campaign rules and all the little special things and all, you know what I mean? And give us a Bible of Space Marine stuff. And charge $80 for it, like it'd be the same thickness as a rule book, right? And people will pay that. But yeah, getting Space Marine Codex and then getting the supplement for like White Scars and then the campaign book that has more shit for White Scars, and you know what I mean? And then yeah, you're in that same situation again as 7th edition where you have a bunch of supplement books, right? So if everybody's really, really tired of this shit, right, and paying these prices, then guess what? You have a choice. You have a choice. Stop paying them. Just stop buying those books. Stop using them. Stop playing with them. Stop. Just stop. Stop interacting with it. Don't complain about it. Just stop altogether. They'll get the message once it starts affecting their bottom line. They'll get the message. But that's the only way. That's the only way you're going to get Games Workshop to listen to you, is by affecting the bottom line. Bitching and complaining on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that, even on here, whatever. Even this, me bitching about it. they're not going to listen. They don't care. It's just water off a duck's back. Who cares? What matters is the bottom line. You affect that bottom line, then they're going to pick up their ears and go, oh, why did this fail? Why did this release just completely shit the bed? Oh, it's because nobody's buying it. Well, why didn't nobody buy it? Because nobody wants it. Why doesn't anybody want it? You know what I mean? And it'll kick off a chain of events, you know. And especially for a lot of us, well, that's only, you know, how we win, right? But if everybody keeps acting like a bunch of little addicts and a bunch of little children, then yeah, they can keep treating everybody like such. Because yeah, they are. Rumen and multiple is now the campaign books. Yeah, if you want to cross-play Spectrum of Chaos, Marine, Subfaction, you need like 4 to 6 books, if not more. Yeah. I know, yeah, we're kind of with all these books and releases and stuff like that. But again, it also is kind of the thing, I think, where they have like their schedule. I'm sure there's a big schedule. I'm sure there's a big board in somebody's office where releases are, right? And there's blocks of what takes up for how much hype and what gets released, and you know what I mean? And those supplement books, I'm sure, are stopgaps between big releases, right? Again, because Games Workshop, they don't just do something on a whim. It's months and months of planning. Like, rumor has it, it's like 6 months out. 6 months, you get a release, right? From prototype to on the shelf. 6 months at the fastest. So, yeah. Anyway. Fire Drake. I got tired of the facts and errata and like the 3 books you need to play your army. Yeah. And yeah, like Rumen's point is, yeah, it seems like we're kind of crawling towards that again. But how many people are still actually buying the books as opposed to, say, getting just the app for like what? Canadians, like $3 now for the app. You make your army lists and everything off that, and it's got all the rules until the book comes out. But either way, again, it's all about the dollar. It's all about the dollar. Rumen, haven't played in person in 1.5 years. Well, yeah, I mean, that's I haven't played in the last 1.5 years. Well, yeah, that's kind of obvious because, I mean, there was a fucking pandemic going on. Oi! Shit. Mark! Jacques... Man, what was that? Where'd it go? Mark Jacquard Sawa? Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Rumen. Indeed. That's what I did, yeah. Legion. I just played a game of 40k Dark Elder versus Craft Worlds. Lost the game in turn 5. A sad day for Kimura. A good day to drink a few beers with mates. 100%. 100%. And that's what 40k should be all the time. Getting really worked up about a lot of this stuff, completely pointless. Completely pointless. Getting worked up. This is all about an excuse to hang out with your buddies, munch on some food, drink some drinks, have some laughs, play a game, make some dumb jokes, you know what I mean? And just chill, right? Shouldn't be this stressful thing. If you're getting stressed out over this hobby, man, you might as well quit the hobby. Quit the hobby. If you're getting stressed out about this shit, quit. Financially, yeah, if you can't afford it, quit. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Just quit, right? Sell your stuff, move on, find a new hobby, right? Again, I mean, if you can't quit, that's because you're an addict. In which case, you got to go to the Betty Forge World Clinic. Fire Drake. I definitely moved on to other games or find a new rule system. Yeah, and you know, like honestly, even Warhammer 40,000. If 3rd edition was your favorite iteration of 40k, nothing's stopping you from playing it, other than finding people who want to play it. Who, you know, but I mean, you know, just put the feelers out there, get in touch with your community, and you know, see who else enjoys 3rd edition games, and you know what I mean, like, just play 3rd edition games. If you only like Apocalypse games, I mean, for a long time, yeah, I only enjoyed Apocalypse. I only ever played Apocalypse. I wasn't playing a game unless it was 5,000 points minimum, right? For a long time, all through, I think, 4th, 5th, and 6th edition. Yeah. I only have played Apocalypse games. I didn't play regular 40k games. Not really. I didn't get fired up for them anyway. But yeah. But nothing's stopping you from playing Rogue Trader. Play a game of Rogue Trader. In fact, I recommend go acquire the book, whichever way you want. I recommend paying for it, or borrowing it from a friend, but don't fuck it up. And yeah, read through it and play a game. Hell, if you can even find some of the old school models, yeah, all the better. Rock it old school. Yeah. Chris Galloway. In regards to lore story content, which do you prefer, 40k or Horus Heresy? And your favorite story from that preference? I'm more of a 40k person. I don't get really fired up over 30k. I think it's interesting, and I've gotten to, which one am I on? I'm on the Alpha Legion one. I'm on the Alpha Legion book for, it's like the 6th or 7th book, I think, for Horus Heresy. I've been trying to read them in order. I've only gotten that far. The first couple are really good. Flight of the Eisenstein. I can't remember what the fucking book is called now. That was good. That was a really good one. But as far as preferred, I like 40k. I like having the grand scope of the universe, not just the civil war of what Horus Heresy essentially is. It's just a civil war, but like the time, like they don't play in the time period. It's just concentrating on just about Space Marine on Space Marine battles, right? And it doesn't delve into all the, because the books talk about, you know, like them fighting other aliens, of course, just wholesale slaughtering and genocide, right? But it doesn't deal with any of that stuff. It's just, you know, Space Marine on Space Marine games, and you know, that really doesn't interest me. Space Marines don't really interest me to begin with, you know. I mean, you know, who doesn't fantasize about Superman, and not Superman, like, but being a Superman in a suit of armor, being a you know, an unstoppable tank with this big machine gun that fires grenades essentially and explodes on impacts, and you know, destroys stuff, and you know, you get stabbed and you heal right away. You're like Wolverine, right? Bullets deflect off you, and you know what I mean, like, you know, you can go in 0 G's, and you know, vacuum of space, and you know what I mean, like all these things. Like Space Marines in the literature are just so fucking awesome. Like who wouldn't want to be a Space Marine? On the tabletop, not so much. Miniatures, aesthetics, you know, Imperium stuff doesn't really excite me. I don't get really fired up. Now Imperial Guard stuff, yes, I kind of like. You know, Lehman Russ battle tank is really cool looking battle tank design, because it kind of borrows from some World War II aesthetics and some early World War I aesthetics, right? And I really kind of dig that, and that's a lot of fun. Why it's named after a Space Marine Primarch, I have no idea, but whatever. But yeah, 40k, mainly because there's just so much more exciting shit going on in 40k, and the stakes are a lot higher in the sense of, you know, calamity, right? The coming dark days for Warhammer 40,000 as far as the lore is concerned for humanity, right? And because I mean, like in 30k, you wouldn't get Tyranids and you wouldn't get Necrons, and those two are the greatest threats to the galaxy in Warhammer 40,000 in all of the lore, right? Those are the two greatest threats to humanity. Chaos really isn't a threat. It's a threat, but it's not really a threat. Eldar, not really a threat, other than getting manipulated. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna, don't cross the road, and then, oh, and you get hit by a car, right? I mean, that's what Eldar, that's the kind of game Eldar play. Orcs, you know, Orcs, if you kind of think about it somewhat kind of logically, Orcs really should be like one of the last life forms before Necrons or Tyranids destroy them, right? Because Necrons are destroy all life, Tyranids are consume all life. So, you know, humans, they're just kind of stuck in the middle, and they're just gonna die because they're unstoppable. Necrons are unstoppable. Tyranids are unstoppable. So, you know, it's one of the two that are basically going to just consume the galaxy. And it's more than likely that Necrons just kind of do their thing, and the Tyranids consume all the biomatter in the galaxy and then move on to the next galaxy, right? That's likely. That's Warhammer, 1 million, right? So, yeah. So so the short answer to your question, Kris, I prefer 40K lore. Because it's just so much more diverse as far as the range of stories you can tell. 30K, it's just about the Space Marines fighting Space Marines. It's just Space Marines on Space Marines against Space Marines. It's super, and I mean, like, even writing these characters, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense because for us as a regular person, as a human, right, a Space Marine would technically be completely foreign of the way a Space Marine would think, because first of all, they know no fear. That's the tagline. That's the byline, right? They know no fear. So Primarch is even greater than that. So his comprehension of things is alien to a regular human being, despite the fact that he's 12 feet tall, of course, right? So getting in the mind of a Primarch and the way they think about things and at the speed at which they think about things is completely alien. You could not empathize with a Primarch because they're completely, even Space Marines, it's a bit of a stretch for a Space Marine. Which is why that Space Marines, the whole thing around Space Marines, it just bad as far as telling stories, because you can't empathize. It's bad. Like, that's why personally I prefer Gaunt's Ghosts, because you can empathize with them even though they are totally kick-ass humans who die. But it's really, really good because it's you can get into those characters, and in fact you do get into those characters, and you cheer on those characters, and it's a blow when they die. You really, really feel it. Space Marines dying, I mean, it's like, did you cry at the end of Superman when Zod wins? I mean, like, like, not Space Superman. No, it was when Darkseid kills Superman. Did you cry? No, you didn't, because he's Superman, right? Because you can't empathize with him. That's why Superman's so hard in movies, because you can't. It's hard to empathize with him because he's too goddamn strong, right? It's like Captain Marvel. It's hard to empathize with her. Why? Because she's too goddamn powerful. You need to tell the characters with a human perspective. Now, I guess doing the aliens, the Necrons, and Eldar and stuff like that, Dark Eldar, all these stories about them, yeah, it's kind of hard, but you got to make a couple leaps there because it's completely fiction, and what I mean. Well, it's all completely fiction, but yeah. Anyway, Fire Drake 18. I played Smash Hammer. When a model dies, you hit it with a hammer. I'm not allowed at a lot of stores anymore. Holy cramoles, it's 2:40. Jeez Louise, I better get the hell off here. Ruben Matnoff, Kris. Yay, the books. That's book 7, methinks. Best book, in my opinion. And I did have the stupidity to go up to 41, 42, or thereabouts. Holy fuck, you've read... Is there 40 some books of the Horus Heresy? Good God. And it's just all about Space Marines on Space Marines? Like, how exciting is that? Ruben, please tell me, how exciting is that? Like, are all the books just about Space Marines on Space Marines? Because, yeah, fuck it, shoot me now. I'm going to stop reading the Horus Heresy, because, I mean, if that's the case. Because eventually, getting that high up, then stories start to conflict, right? Getting that far along in creating this lore around a moment in time, the Horus Heresy, right? The moment of the betrayal. Like, eventually you're going to tell stories that contradict what the official first stories laid out, right? So, like, does that happen? Is that already occurring in those books, that you're getting contradictions and stuff? I don't know. I haven't read 40, 41, 42 of the books, but yeah. Dark Side, do they still have rules to make your own stuff, tanks and flyers? No. I mean, you can. Go right ahead. Nothing's stopping you. You play within your own group, but don't go to an official tournament and expect to play with your custom-made tank. I mean, you know, you just be crazy at that point. You just be a crazy person showing up and be like, I want to play with my super behemoth tank. Get the fuck out of here. Enforcer, to me, I think Tyranids are probably the worst threats than orcs since they can just come back unless they're burned. Tyranids are probably the worst threat? Yeah, Tyranids are a greater threat than orcs. The Tyranids will consume the orcs. The orcs would be the last living thing other than Tyranids. I would assume. Because it's just, orcs are just, they just can reproduce so damn fast and they're just so damn unkillable, right? Whereas like Necrons can destroy orcs because the Gauss Flare just blows apart their atoms or strips away their atoms. So taking an organic compound and bringing it down to its atoms effectively destroys it. So even if it's just a piles of these little atoms everywhere, it's not the organic compound it was that could recoalesce into making new life, right? So it's just stripping the atoms away. Whereas the Tyranids, yeah, they're going to consume all those bio compounds and incorporate them, and then, you know, so yeah, that's how I see it anyway, as far as the end of the universe kind of thing, or the end of the galaxy. It's not even the universe, just our galaxy. There's stories that could be told in other galaxies, for God's sakes, right? There's so much. Enforcer. But Kris, what about Tony Stark with Endgame? What about it? I don't know what you mean. And that's the wrong way of spelling Kris. Unless it was the other Kris. I don't know. Anyway. Dark Side. Yeah, I'll have to mag still. Okay. Rumen, hence the stupidity. You're right. I stopped several years ago, was up to 50 or something at the time. Jesus, there's that many books of Horus Heresy? Really? Really? How many different ways can you talk about the betrayal of Horus over the Emperor? Anybody who's read that many books, please explain to me. Like, convince me to continue reading, because I've stopped. I've stopped reading the Horus Heresy. I'm actually going through the Eldar Omnibus right now, because then I'm going to pick up the Dark Eldar one, and then, yeah, I'm going to diverge from Space Marine shit. I'm almost completely Space Marined out at this point. In fact, yeah, if I see another big Space Marine release, I'll probably sell all my Eldar and just get out of the game. I'll play Age of Sigmar. I'll concentrate on Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar seems to be getting all the attention anyway, and all the brain power seems to be going to Age of Sigmar anyway. So maybe I'll just start playing Age of Sigmar more. Fire Drinking Teen. Space Marines are pretty great, Kris. The different perspectives is cool. Perspectives of what, though? Enforcer. Full force Space Marine on Space Marine action, Kris. We know you want to see two buffed up guys going at it. Well, you got me. Yeah, you got me. Rumen. Wikipedia says 59 currently. Jesus. 59 books about how Horus betrays the Emperor. There are 59 books about it. And do all the books stay consistent as far as how that all happens? Like, and I mean, like, the main central, because my first dip into the Horus Heresy, and, you know, was Realm of Chaos, Lost in the Damned. And it was that 3-page story about the final stand of the Emperor. Captivated the imagination. And it had that really great art piece with Horus and the Emperor, the black and white one, which I still might get as a print, by the way. Pretty sure they have it for print. Warhammer art, I think. Anyway, yeah, that's where it all starts. And yeah, that captivated the imagination about what the Horus Heresy is and all that, right? But getting 59 books talking about different perspectives about the betrayal, I mean, that's the story, right? The betrayal. That's the story. What another guy thought looking outside, looking in on that moment, I mean, what more does that yield? right? I mean, like, help me out. I'm asking you guys, help me out here. Like, help me understand. I don't understand this because I've not delved that far into it, and I'm not that into the Horus Heresy stuff. So help me out. Like, how does another character's perspective of that event help the story of Horus betraying the Emperor? His motivations were already laid out in like the first and second book. It was already covered in a couple books, like 2 books, right? 3 books. But yeah, like, please, I'm asking seriously, like, help me understand this, because I don't. Enforcer, sorry, I'm texting like 3 people at once, and I meant in discussion of related to Superman. Do you agree that it is possible to relate to Tony Stark more? Well, sure, yeah, Tony Stark is more relatable than Superman, definitely, yeah. Like, even Thor, up until part 3 of Thor is not relatable. Like the first Thor movie and Dark World, yeah, Thor is not relatable. Barely. But in the third movie, because he no longer takes himself seriously, and the character is no longer taken seriously, that we can jump on board and go on the ride with him. It's much easier, and that's why I think they made that route, because getting into Thor, yeah, because he's powerful. He's all powerful. For fuck's sakes, in Infinity War, he takes the power of a sun and does not die, and he barely turns out crispy. You know what I mean? And a few moments later, he's like brushes the hair off, and he's fine again, right? Because he's like a freaking god, man. So, again, these really powerful characters. I mean, like, sure, really kick ass, but hard to relate to them. Why? Because nothing affects them. Fire Drake 18, Perspectives of the Horus Heresy, but that's too many books. Yeah. Jabba's Left Nut. I'm on 51 Slaves to Darkness. I'm 51. Oh, you're on book 51? Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I mean, like, please help me out. I mean, yeah. Rumen, scenarios to sell 30K models for. That's what it gives. Right. I mean, again, like, yeah. I don't know. See, again, that's why I'm not very drawn to 30K. It's not that interesting to me. Like when I was reading the Fulgrim. I was reading Fulgrim because that's the one before Elf Legion, I think, right? I don't know. Either way, Fulgrim. I was more interested in like the crazy little aliens they're fighting, or even what described in the first and second books, so with the different aliens, like the lizard people, and you know what I mean. Like these would all make great models for a 30K game for an early galaxy, right? Where the humans, should be more the good guys, because the Imperium is all about science and pushing back superstition, right? That was the Emperor's goal. He wanted to get humanity out of superstition. Which is what makes Warhammer 40,000 so tragic, because it's a universe, it's a human empire that has fallen deeply into regression, right? That's the tragedy of Warhammer 40,000, is because humans have slipped so far down. Chris Galloway, so you're excited for Old Hammer returning in the future? No. Fantasy? Warhammer Fantasy? No. I didn't get into Warhammer Fantasy until like 5th edition. Again, I'm a sci-fi kid. I'm more Star Wars than I am Lord of the Rings. I'm more Star Trek than I am. I don't know what's another fantasy. I don't even fucking know. Other than Lord of the Rings, what else is there for fantasy? Other than Beastmaster or Conan. Is that it? I mean, there's so many sci-fi things. Like, what's another fantasy thing? Like Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth. What else is there? Yeah. So, no, it's fantasy stuff. It was a hard sell for me. I got into 5th edition because, well, I was looking for more interesting stuff. I like the Bretonnians, and it was the box set with the Bretonnians and Lizardmen, and so yeah, that's what got me in. I like Bretonnians because I like because they at the time they had the lance formation, which was that triangular formation they could go into. I just loved how it looked with all the knights charging forward. You know what I mean? They're all in different livery, and you know what I mean. Like it just looks really. It was bright and colorful, and it was chivalry, and you know what I mean. Like those are things that I like. You know what I mean? So yeah, Bretonnians. I would love to see Bretonnians return to Age of Sigmar in some form or fashion. But yeah. Anyway. But yeah, fantasy though, yeah. Now, Age of Sigmar is fantasy-ish, but it's not. It's really, really interesting where Age of Sigmar falls in. It is fantasy. It's more high fantasy, I guess, is what it is. I don't know. But it can also be steampunk as well. It can, like Age of Sigmar. That's the fun part about this, is because it's brand new waters. It can go anywhere. It could even be part of the 40k universe. 40k could get folded into Age of Sigmar. Why not? The only thing stopping is the lack of imagination. Room of Matnoff. Don't get me wrong, there are some very interesting characters in those books, but as a whole, pretty repetitive. Yeah, I'd imagine. It's Space Marines. Space Marines. You know what I mean? It's like a courtroom, and going around, there's a crime scene, and you're talking to all the different people. Well, they all going to say similar shit because they all witnessed the same thing. I mean, like, boring. Rumen, the Wordbearer's sniper, don't remember the name, or the Raven Guard, Niconia Sherokin. Awesome. Okay. Power Surg, Final Fantasy 14. Chris Galloway, D&D. Right, but D&D is, well, I guess, yeah. But D&D is kind of borrowed from Tolkien, high fantasy, right? Or fantasy. It's a lot of fantasy tropes that are just kind of all similar, whereas like Star Wars and Star Trek, they're other than spaceships flying around, there's not a lot of similarities, right? Enforcer, would Highlander count as fantasy? Sure, why not? Where the hell am I? Fire Drake. I think his blood sugar is getting low. Mine? Why? Why do you say that? It is. You're not wrong. But why do you say that? Do I seem more agitated? Because we're fucking almost 3 hours into this son of a bitch. Enforcer, maybe old mythologies and folklore from cultures and ancient civilizations. I know it's not fantasy, but it's what helped make fantasy. Sure. I don't know. What are we talking about now at this point? Because I mean, like I said, like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek. What else? D&D. I guess maybe because I'm thinking of it more like a cinematic type of thing. I guess. So what else cinematically? You know what I mean? Like, because like Star Wars and Star Trek are not the same thing, despite being in the same genre. They're not the same thing, right? Or am I just too big a nerd to not see the similarities? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like everything else in fantasy, everything's Lord of the Rings. Isn't it? I don't know. What else is fantasy other than Lord of the Rings? As far as that kind of equivocation, I mean, like as far as Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. Star Trek, what? You tell me. I don't know. You tell me. Power Zerg. Speaking of, I want to see more Dark Souls style fantasy. Just depressing fantasy. Jeez, it's kind of grim. Enforcer. I didn't know. I thought we were talking about a rutabagas. Are we talking about rutabaga? I don't know. But either way, yeah, Horus Heresy. Yeah, it's not really my bag. I've often heard it being equated to more like historicals, right? Treated like that. And I've kind of viewed it through that lens that, yeah, it's more like historical gaming. It's more like wargaming based on like World War II, World War I, Civil War, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing, where it you know, it's that kind of minutia, you know. Yeah. Fire Dracadine, steampunk fits everywhere. Sure. Does it? Spartan 06. Star Wars is just Lord of the Rings in space. Is it? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just I don't quite see it. Star Wars is just Lord of the Rings in space. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a bit more to convince me of that point. You're gonna have to yeah. Spartan Jedi are knights. Well, yeah, it's in the name, Jedi Knights. Power Surge, no spaghetti western in space. Yeah, that assessment I can agree with. But as far as my earlier point of being Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, right? Star Trek, what else is there in fantasy, right? Like, what's another property in fantasy that's in that realm as the Star Wars, Star Trek, right? Because those are two giants of science fiction as far as popular media is concerned. Lord of the Rings, very, very popular media. I love Lord of the Rings, the films. Read the books. Hard reads. Books were much easier to digest. But yeah, a lot is left out. But anyway. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, what? What fills that space? Right? Fire Dracadine, Star Wars is space cowboys. Yes. Well, space samurais, Star Wars yes, draws its influences and through other cinematic things, right? Because there's a bunch of stuff in Star Wars that is borrowed from books and other movies and stuff like that, right? So yeah. Enforcer. Wait, I thought Star Wars was just space World War II. It kind of is, yeah. The first Star Wars movie, yes, is space World War II. Yes, it is. Because essentially the rebels are the Americans, the Empire is the British Empire. It's more I guess more like the War of Independence, really. But yeah. Anyway, Enforcer, Harry Potter. That's fantasy, but isn't Harry Potter set in modern times or near modern times? It's not like Lord of the Rings where it's like ages ago. Well, even Star Wars is ages ago. But yeah. Fire Drake, Dark Crystal. Okay, Dark Crystal. Yep, I can get on with that. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Dark Crystal. Yep. David Vega, Aliens, Predator. Yes, those are sci-fi films. Thank you. Power Zerg, cyberpunk fantasy. Maybe someone eventually will fill that gap. Cyberpunk fantasy? I guess. Now, here's a genre. Does this compute? Fantasy noir. Is that a genre? Fantasy noir. Look it up. Chris Galloway. Did you like Stargate Universe? I got into it. I thought it was interesting. I mean, there's a lot of episodes that felt like fillers. It felt like it did not really have too much direction as far as like where it was going to go with its storytelling. Yeah, I thought it was going to be more about, you know, the kind of crazy crap that they find on the ship than actually, you know, going to different worlds and trying to, you know, solve problems and stuff. And like the first couple episodes were interesting because they had to solve like kind of real world kind of problems, right? They had to figure out their air and their food, and you know what I mean? Like, you know, there was tension in the beginning, and then somewhere in the middle it just kind of, oh, we're a space adventure show, you know? I don't know. I never really watched Stargate. I tried to watch Atlantis. I had a hard time getting into that. But Universe, yeah, I like the Universe better. In fact, I think Universe was probably more of a response to Battlestar. Going away from more of a campier feel to a show, like episodic, and going for more of a dramatic, right? I think that's what they were going for. Because Battlestar Galactica, like the reimagined Battlestar, excellent show. I'm actually rewatching that right now, just because there's such crap on TV. But yeah, I'm actually rewatching Battlestar, and yeah, it's as, and there's parts in it I'm like, I don't remember that happening. Like, what was this one about? Yeah, it was such a great show. Battlestar is such a great show. Spartan 06. I'll show you them to my girlfriend, see what she says. She has never seen Ant of them. She grew up in Russia. Of what? Aliens and Predators? I don't know what he's talking about. Spartan, what are you talking about? Oh, it's Star Wars. Showing her Star Wars. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, Spartan. Sorry. Enforcer. Wouldn't cyberpunk fantasy just be Wild Wild West? Would it be? I don't know. No. Cyberpunk fantasy would be more like, fuck, I don't know. Imagine Lord of the Rings, but Blade Runner. There we go. Spartan. Firefly is a spaghetti western space. Yes. Fire Drake 18. Can't think of a major fantasy not touched by Tolkien. Right, exactly, because he influenced the whole thing, right? Which is why Games Workshop wanted to, copyright Age of Sigmar and everything they created in Age of Sigmar and destroy the old fantasy world, because they couldn't copyright it because it was owned by somebody else. It was somebody else's ideas, right? Whereas their ideas, inspired by, is completely different, right? It's like Star Wars, because Star Wars borrows from all sorts of different sources, but it brings it all together to make something original. And that's kind of the same boat with Age of Sigmar, right? It's still inspired by, and it still draws its roots from, but it's not like a one-to-one translation, right? Warhammer Fantasy is almost like a one-to-one translation of Tolkien's fantasy. Even Warhammer 40,000 is like a sci-fi steampunk fantasy. Essentially, it's Warhammer 40,000, right? But it's more, I guess, more of a gothic fantasy. Because it's dark, right? And of course, all the architecture, all the human architecture is all gothic based. And yeah, in thousands of years, it was just gothic. 10,000 years of gothic architecture. Like, how fucking boring. Power Surge. I think there's a ton of fantasy series, but in other mediums, think Berserk, Naruto, etc. It technically is a fantasy series. Okay. Enforcer. It's tough to think of a fantasy that doesn't have relation to Tolkien, since a lot of the work he used was from the poetic Idia. I don't know how to spell it right. Yeah, neither do I. I don't even know how to read it. Chris Galloway, have you watched the Defiance TV show? No. Any good? Is it worth a watch? Again, I mean, like, if it's crap, I'm going to come back and say, Chris, you fucking steered me wrong, bud, because it was crap. Fire Drake 18, I would love to get the Berserk Omnibus to read. Okay. Roman Matnoff, The Witcher is cyberpunk fantasy. No? Is it cyberpunk fantasy? I enjoyed the first Witcher. I had no idea what the fuck's going on. I never played the games, never read the books or anything like that. I just watched the show, the one with Cavill, and as if there's another Witcher show, I suppose. But anyway, oh no, isn't there animated? But anyway, I enjoyed it. No idea what the fuck's going on. Pretty crazy. Looking forward to the second season. Hopefully we get some answers. But yeah, so far I enjoyed Witcher. It's pretty good. Power Surge. Oh my god, that would be badass. Lord of the Rings and robots. Well, that's what 40K is. 40K is Lord of the Rings with robots. It's cyberpunk Lord of the Rings. That's what Warhammer 40,000 is. Just more gothic. But yeah. Because it's all the tropes. Humans, dwarves, elves. Is there a tree men in Warhammer? No, there's no tree men, but the elves kind of have like tree-like dudes. Orcs, right? Warhammer 40,000 is Tolkien's fantasy, but sci-fi. But yeah. Room mat enough. The whole enhancing yourself point. Herbs, potions, alchemy. Okay. Enforcer. The poetic idea was basically where a lot of the fantasy stuff we have comes from today. Okay. Fire 13. I like medieval and technology mix. One thing I liked about 40k. Yeah. Same here. I mean, there's tons of things to like about 40k. I mean, 30k. I mean, it just narrows the scope unnecessarily because it could have told far more interesting stories. In that setting. You know what I mean? Like, telling stories from the Emperor's perspective. Again, which would be totally hard because essentially he's a god, right? So, how do you empathize with God? Enforcer, a dystopian gothic futuristic fantasy. The poetic Edda. Edda? Is that how it's Edda? Yeah? I don't fucking care. And speaking of not caring, if you have any questions about your paint job, maybe you want some help with the color scheme, maybe you just want to show off what you're working on, maybe a commission painting service, want to, show everybody your work, whatever it is, I welcome it all. Send your emails to chris@wayofthebrush.com. If you're going to send pictures, send them as attachments and emails. Don't send them as links to other sites because I won't do it. And of course, in the description below is also a link for wayofthebrush.com, central hub of all this silliness, has links to all social medias as well as Discord. Join us on Discord. A lot of fun. We keep the conversation rolling there. Various channels, lots of stuff to do, plenty of toys, snakes and spiders for the kids to play with. So enjoy. Also at wayofthebrush.com is links for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world? They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. If you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com. And of course, you'll find a link for Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your support, this channel would not be able to continue. And so a huge thank you, always, to my patrons. And if you're considering Patreon support, there's various tiers of support, various perks associated with those tiers, and click whatever makes sense to you and whatever kind of perks you want to receive, right? If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e., money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, ringing the bell, clicking the buttons, and interacting with the video and all that stuff helps the algorithm gods and blah 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 blah. I sound like I'm from The Sims. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, fuck, I lost my place. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Big thank you to Carl, Guy Muir, Alfer, Beer and Blood Bowl, YouTube channel. Check him out. If you love yourself some beer, you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always take time to thank Carl, even though he is no longer with us, for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingle to play before the email segment of the show. It's always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my big brother Evan for creating the intro, outro music that plays the beginning and end of the show. So always much love to my baby bro Evan. And if you're into rare comics, rare EB Comics in the description below. Check it out. Jeez, I keep hitting that. Sorry, my workspace is really quite crowded here. So always much love. Anyway. Where the hell am I? Coma. I read them both, but both the older and the newer. Fire Drake. Hey, we can't send money through YouTube anymore. You should be able to. I don't know. Might be Demon Monkey Bot. Demon Monkey Bot might be slowing that down. I don't know. No, because on YouTube, we're talking about like super chats and stuff on the YouTubes. Yeah. Should be able to. I don't know, as long as I'm monetized, as long as I'm able to monetize videos, I mean, super chats I can do. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Enforcer, they seem like good read. Okay. Kim, Don't know how they translate to English. You don't? Or no, you're saying like you don't know how. I don't know how they translate to English. You don't know how it... They start off with the, and then they figure out the equivalent. And they go cat, and then they figure out the equivalent. Ran, they figure out the equivalent. That's translating. That's translating 101 for you. Kim's like, you fucking asshole. No, that's not what I was talking about. Oh. I messed it all up anyway. All right. So, did we finally come to an agreement that that's what it is? It's Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, Dark Crystal, right? Are we all agreed upon that? Can we end the session on that? Hold on. Where's my gavel? I don't have a gavel. I need a gavel. Let's pretend. That's the conclusion we came to. Enforcer, probably not good, but I'm sure they would have revised it for English translation to make it more comprehensive to the English language. No idea. Fire Drake Dean, I can't do super chat, but I can on other channels. Interesting. I'll have to look at it. I don't know. I'm not sure why my super chats are not working. But yeah, I'll figure it out. I don't know. I don't know, Fire Drake, if you've been joining on Twitch, but I've been streaming on Twitch a lot more. I've been doing at least 3 times with the Just Getting Projects Done. Not Just Getting Projects, but Getting Projects Done. Been doing those. And I think I'm going to shift a bit more energy towards the streaming. As, this last week has actually been very stress-free, really. That's what it's been. It's been stress-free. But yeah. Enforcer. Yeah, let's go with that and save us all going mad. Okay. I think we're already going mad. Speaking of mad, take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys later. Later? Yeah. Who knows? I might even stream later today. Just on Twitch, though. Just Twitch. That's it. So if you're not following me on Twitch, well, we can't have these really in-depth conversations, I guess. Talking about crazy crap. And my mustache is all fucked up. There we go. I don't know why, but these front hairs, especially if I grab them a certain way, they always curl forward, right? Versus going this way. There we go. There we go. Just give a little turn. And then see, it looks kind of normal now. As opposed to when they were pointing forward, looked like mandibles. Looked like Predator. Had like these Predator mandibles going on. Anyway. Yeah, we're done.